Come on, go find something to do.
Sent Sebastian the thing, so he should be joining here in just a bit as soon as he sees it. I told him about 8:08 we'll be singing in about an hour, so he'll see that in a bit. Let's see. I gotta bring up the questions again.
That's great. I don't need any of that.
Yeah, the first two. Giant 4-4-way, and then.
Not gonna lie, I didn't think of any questions, so I'm probably just gonna rattle some stuff off from what y'all talk about. So.
Okay.
Oh, for sure. Well, then I can maybe ask all four of these questions.
Yeah, because I mean, I looked at him and I thought about asking him, but I was like, well, those aren't questions that I could really ask because I don't know him, and I wouldn't know anything about it. So yeah, if you want to do that, then I'll just kind of off you guys.
Okay.
Okay, so, how about you ask the second and fourth one? Instead of saying Schaefer, you can say his partner. So you can ask how long they've been together and what brought them together. And then you can ask, what do you hope to accomplish in your future in wrestling? Because those are two things you don't need to know him to ask. Those are actually kind of just standard-ish questions where you can be like, okay, you're just looking into the subject. You know what I mean?
So how long have you and Schaefer, like, that's his wrestling partner?
Glasses. I didn't.
That's the problem is you see the reflection of all the monitors into it. So
maybe on y'all's side, but not mine. I don't see the reflection.
No, yours never shows a reflection. I can't figure out how you do it.
I have
Oh my god, yeah, mine do.
Yeah,
mine definitely do. I can see.
It's weird, right?
Yeah. Oh, Chris, yours are like you might as well just have a screen for eyes.
Yeah, we're dummies.
All right, so I'll ask questions 2 and 4, and
yes, 2 and 4.
All right. Hey, welcome.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, there's Sebastian right there.
All right, move. No, don't stop. I know. I see. Oh, yeah, sure.
What's up, man?
Hey, Sebastian, how are you doing, brother?
All right, can you hear me?
Yep. Oh yeah, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah, man, we are rocking and rolling. Right, I've had a busy Sunday so far. So I've had a work meeting, and then I had band practice right before this. So this is part 3 of really busy Sunday for Chris. So.
What I like to say when the
so basically we're gonna just get going with it here in just a bit.
Cool.
Okay, hold on, you're lagging a little bit.
Give me a second.
Or is it me?
I think it's you, Chris. I haven't seen a lag on Sebastian yet. And Chris froze. It happens. What's up, Sebastian? You doing all right today, man?
I'm all right.
Cool. Life treating you well overall?
Outside of early Saturday, I had two dogs there. I had a third one that I had for 7 years. I had to put him down.
Oh, man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, so it was a difficult Saturday morning, but it was just with what was going on with him and stuff like that. It was time. And,
it was for the better, I guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
What's up? What'd I miss?
Chris froze and bounced out for a second. Now he's back.
Now I'm back. All right. So yeah.
Why did you have no question? You got back
interview with you, but then for our.
Oh yeah, there's like.
Power Rangers, G.I. Joe.
That's going to be an entire topic of stuff right there.
It looks like the Thing back there.
Oh yeah, I have it. Like the Thing is my favorite Marvel character, so I have a Thing shelf.
Hell yeah!
That is awesome.
Yeah, let me see. There's like
Fantastic Four, all over.
And like all this is just stuff I have not opened yet. I just don't have the room for.
Yeah.
So there's about
just keep them in there.
There's like about $1,200 just sitting like in this pile.
Damn.
Yeah, I had a feeling when Chris freezes up like that, you can tell he's like, oh, he's about to drop out again. But
there he is. Yeah, that might happen a couple of
Right
times, but if it does, we're just gonna keep
Power.
rolling, and then he'll jump back in whenever he does, and we'll just pretend like it never happened.
Yeah, it's all on live anyway, so it's live TV, just like you're used to doing anyway. So.
Got to roll with the punches sometimes.
What is the click the link to it so I can
link to the.
You'll have to send him the Twitch because unless you want to tag Zaboys on Facebook and stuff, because right now that part's not going live except for on Twitch.
Yeah, the Twitch whatchamacallit is it /Zaboys Media or Zaboys Podcast?
It's twitch.tv/Zaboys_podcast.
Zaboys_podcast, yeah.
Yeah. And that way, so you can actually see what we're. I mean, besides the Squadcast, you can see what the chat's saying, things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people pop in, sometimes they don't. I feel like we should have at least one person that pops in tonight, maybe two. Usually we end up around
We usually have a
two,
couple. We usually
three.
have
Other Chris.
What about Alaska? Has she been?
She pops in late usually. That's like her thing, and she's like, "I made it," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's the last 10 minutes. Congratulations." Yeah. Then Rachel and Chris both usually pop in too.
Yes.
if I could sign back into my Twitch.
Gotta hate it when you get signed out of Twitch.
Yep, it's a bitch.
I hate being signed out of anything.
Yeah.
I hate being signed out.
Two-factor authentication.
I just need forever to be signed in. Yeah, I don't need anybody. Like, if anyone wants my passwords, they can fucking have
it. Yeah. And then you find out you signed up for that site with an email you don't use anymore, and you don't remember the password of that email. So
yeah, that's what I do. That's like
so
many like variations of like the same password, just like the number and the little crap at the end is like different, and then trying to remember that crap. It's just.
We had an email come through.
I have one password.
Yeah. We had a work email come through the other day. It was like, here's, different strengths of password protection. It was like 28 characters, mixing symbols, uppercase, lowercase, and numbers is the strongest password you can have. And I was like, nobody does that. 28 characters? I can barely remember past 8.
28 character password.
Yeah, I don't have that type of capacity in my brain.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck ever, Chris? You remember all kinds of shit.
Yeah,
Touché,
but numbers.
Up, and I have no idea how you even remember it.
Numbers are so different, and letters and passwords, and I don't choose what gets in here sometimes. It just sticks.
Well, I'm gonna test your wrestling knowledge later on because I've got a number of really good questions. So some of them are, I think, easy, and some of them are a bit more difficult. However, I'm not the world's biggest wrestling fan, so I don't really know how difficult these are. But they seem like popular questions. So
I'm gonna laugh if Will comes with all the most easiest questions.
Right. All softballs.
Well, yeah. you can blame the 2 websites that I'm finding all these questions on.
Whose signature move is the tombstone? Oh, come on, Will.
That or it'd be like just basic shit that I should know and I don't, and then I'm be like, what kind of wrestler are you?
No, don't.
Yeah, I know that's what I gotta worry about too. I'm like, oh crap, stump us both.
Well, no, trust me. I'm the ringer here. I'm not the ringer. I guess I'm the heel in this game, where I'm just here to make you guys both look good because I have no clue.
I have
sign up with like Twitter. Sign up with a different Twitch now. What was the show on Twitch now?
Zaboys _podcast.
Yeah, you search that, it should pop us up.
Mm-hmm.
You had the glasses on, then you took them off, then you had them back on.
Zaboys, aren't we?
I think if you, I don't know. Let's find out real quick.
I leave that part all up to y'all.
Pause that.
I just run, the twisties and the knobs.
Whoa, hey man, those have proper scientific names.
What, the faders and the knobs?
Yes.
Knobs and the twisties.
Yeah, it looks like it might be the only Zaboys. If you type in Zaboys, it does
We're the only
nothing.
Zaboys.
But you have to.
Yeah, it didn't do anything when I did that, so I had to do the underscore.
Yeah, you've got to fully search it, or else it does not find us.
I'm like
Sweet.
debated like trying to do like a podcast myself, whether or not I want to or not, because I do like the Let Us Geek stuff on my YouTube channel, and I've thought about just doing like a weekly sort of like wrap up of like the more noteworthy like news during the week or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's fun. It's a lot of content creation, but it's definitely fun.
Yeah.
Like a buddy of mine, like we had a podcast years ago we did, because my production company is touring film, so we had a podcast called Bulls Deep.
Nice.
And we just did like
that.
It was funny. There's like our favorite one is the one we were talking about to a friend of ours who was pregnant at the time. We got into this shit for like 30 minutes about like placenta eating.
Oh.
Oh yeah. That could be in your health in your 30s segment there.
No.
Do you just eat it straight up? You put it in capsules, like.
He works in the public school system now, so I don't think we could revisit that content that
we've got a buddy that's like that, where everything that he does, he's like, just don't put this on the internet because I can't let my students see. And it's like, you're an adult, man. You're allowed to have a life outside of the school. And he's like, nope, no, we're not.
It's like, yes, you are. But I get it. It makes sense.
He'll drive like 3 Metroplexes over just to go drink so that he has no chance of running into a student. And I'm like, okay.
Well, he's teaching in a small town now.
Yeah, well, all the kids are drunk, so it's okay.
That's a good point.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's going to run into him no matter what.
All right, fellas, you guys ready to go?
Yeah, all I have to do is hit record.
Cool, yeah.
All right.
Well, you got to play the intro.
Yep. Well, that's a part of hitting record. No, I've already got it all set up and ready to go. All right.
Yeah, let's roll it.
Let's do it in 3, 2, 1.
Always bringing comedy.
Oh, this is the wrong damn one.
Giving hope.
Motherfucker.
How could you tell? I didn't realize you had 2.
Well, I have the one that actually has the background music in it, and then
that's right.
And I grabbed the wrong one.
I didn't even think about the background song.
Fuck. All right. Way to be so pro, Will.
It happens.
I just need to move. As I got them all in different fucking places, and I don't know why I did that.
I mean, I've
watched.
Cat loves when I podcast for some reason. I don't understand our connection with this.
He wants to be on the show, man. He wants you to interview him someday.
I guess she does, yeah.
Or yeah, she. Sorry.
Sally wants to be. Yeah.
What's life like as a cat?
All right, so now this one should be there. Right.
Say hi, Sally.
Hi, Sally. So there we go. That's the right one. All right. Now that I don't feel like
you got it.
Idiot. Yep. All right. Here we go in 3, 2, 1. So I've got this Russian friend who's a sound engineer, and a check 1, 2. A check 1, 2.
Always bringing comedy, delivering entertainment frequently, giving hope infamously, just kicking it like most normal, outstanding people, quietly revealing satire, trivially usurping volatile whack jobs and xenial yahoos. It's Zaboys!
Yes, it is the Zaboys podcast. We are rocking and rolling here live on twitch.tv/Zaboys_podcast. If this is Monday night, you're listening to us on Deep Dallas Radio, who just had their 4th anniversary on Saturday night. That wasn't the only kick-ass thing happening Saturday night. We'll get more into that. We are Zaboys. I am Positive C. Down below me is James, the Brain Box Thornquist. Hello, Jamie.
Hello.
I don't know why I called you Jamie right there. I feel
It's
actually kind of awkward about
you.
that right
You throw
now.
something weird out every week.
Yeah, I do something weird with your name. And then the Violator is producing us. He's over there in a corner somewhere. Hello,
What's up?
Hello, Billy. And we are going to have a special guest. He's there right now, but we're also going to have some more fun here. Zaboys. Thorny's going to have a discussion about health in your 30s, because I think we're all in our 30s or above here, so we need to be healthy, and Thorny will tell us how. We'll also have a fantastic wrestling trivia game brought to us by Violator. And why all the wrestling talk? Well, if you guys have been following the history of the boys, you know I'm involved with Metroplex Wrestling. So today we have our first guest from Metroplex Wrestling. It is Sebastion Envi. He is one half of your MPX Tag Team Champions Best Picture. Sebastion, thank you so much for being our first guest on from MPX on the Boys.
Oh, thank you for having me. I mean, it's fitting that you have one half of the best team, the best champs, best picture on your show, so it all works out. So.
It does all work out, and we got plenty of questions for you. I know Thorny had some right off the back he really wanted to get for you.
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, my first question, honestly, for you is before we step into the ring with you, can you give us the 150-word Tinder biography for anyone who might not know you?
Shorter than that, I make movies and I kick faces.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
I'm born and bred in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And moved down to college in Louisiana, Texas for work. Where I also got into wrestling. Outside of wrestling, I'm into filmmaking and production and just trying to grind on that and get a litany of production projects off the ground. Done various things in the past, from like music videos, short films, and trying to stack those up into larger projects, and just grinding. It's I always say it's funny that I picked three of the toughest industries to get into and the easiest to get lost in. That's comic books, movies, and wrestling.
Right.
God, if that isn't the truth. Well, my next question was going to be
with all of them.
Oh no, go ahead.
Just with all of them, it's just like you need that lightning in a bottle moment where like the right person at the right time sees, the right promoter sees the right match, or the right, studio or whoever sees the right short film you did at a certain con, or your comic book gets in the hands of the right person. It's just such a lightning in a bottle type of thing. So I'm just trying to grind away and hit with, one of these things, if not all of them. So.
Awesome, man. That was going to be my next follow-up question is, what do you do when there's no lights, cameras, or action going on? But you just answered that one. So I guess really
cameras.
You live your life on the cameras, man. I know the feeling, honestly. So where are you putting out your film stuff and all that, your other projects?
Just YouTube. It's youtube.com/Taurian Films, Taurian, because I'm a Taurus. Films, and then that's where I've got a couple of my short films on there, a couple fan films. I'm a huge Suicide Squad nut, so I did a Suicide Squad fan film years back.
Okay.
So that stuff up there. I have a I guess geek talk vlog, I guess you'd call it. I don't know, called Let Us Geek, where I talk about just particular stuff I'm interested in as far as like comics, comic book, TV shows, and movies, and that sort of thing. That's kind of mostly where it's slanted. So I do a bunch of those videos for like my 5 loyal viewers of that, and have some stop motion stuff on there as well, because if you saw my action figures and stuff, I do stop motion projects as well.
Oh, that's really cool.
A lot of stuff.
Yeah, actually, that brings up a question that I want to know. Is like how I love all kinds of stop motion, films and everything, but that has to be one of the most difficult ways to animate something. Like, what made you decide you wanted to do that?
It's super time consuming. There's a few like really good a few really good stop motion channels on YouTube, both doing Transformers stop motions and action figure ones, and just seeing some of those and having the resources as far as a camera and computer to be able to do it just made me want to jump into it. And there's some people that like I animate at 15 frames per second just because 24 frames per second, which some people do, that is like 15 is like strenuous enough. It takes long enough. I could imagine doing 24, but a lot of guys, do that, and it looks super buttery smooth, and it's just it's fun because you get to it's all about just creating stories and just and telling stories. That's what I'm all about, whether it's in wrestling or in my productions. When I worked as a newspaper reporter for over a decade, I'm just all about telling stories in any way that I can.
That's
you guys told a great story on Saturday night. So Saturday night was Purple Rain. It's MPX's biggest event. You guys had a giant fatal four-way elimination tag match with 3 really great teams. You guys put on an amazing performance, and you guys maintain the tag team titles. Good job, Best Picture. How are you feeling today, brother? How are you feeling after that punishment? I saw you take a couple of pile drivers.
Yeah, that was, my neck is a little tweaked. I kind of like looking like this direction. I get like a pain like on that side. Back was kind of jacked up, and I woke up. Usually I wake up in the morning, like Sunday morning after a show, or Monday morning if I work a Sunday show, and it's just like I'll kind of like move like a couple inches, and then my body's like, yeah, you worked a wrestling match last night, and all those kind of stuff will like start. But especially after last night, I was feeling it this morning, but it was definitely worth it for the match that we put on. I believe people enjoyed it, and just certain aspects of the match, like Schaefer's top rope dive. People need to see the match for that alone, because that dude, like, for a big dude, he is just phenomenally just smooth and fluid in the ring, and I love seeing the guy work.
How long have you and Schaefer been working together?
So that actually,
hey, you go ahead, Chris. I'll ask mine here in a second.
Oh yeah, I'm actually out of lag, so you guys are good. I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but out of curiosity, how long have you and Schaefer been working together, and what was the thing that made you kind of want to work together?
Well, at Destiny back in MPX Destiny earlier this year, I was in a 6-pack match. Then it was elimination, and the winner got a title shot, guaranteed tag team title shot. And after that, put out a casting call for potential partners. Was kind of looking for a certain thing. Had some folks that didn't really fit what I was looking for. Had some that kind of did, but ultimately Schaefer just kind of won me over, and we started tagging from then on. So I'd say from like March-ish, probably now, and we've just kind of worked on becoming a well-oiled tag team machine.
Nice. Good deal. I'm assuming y'all have to practice together a lot, or do y'all just kind of have a little bit of, like, y'all just understand each other enough to be able to just work together in the ring?
Yeah, it's an understanding. I mean, it's talking kind of talking about things and conceptualizing. It's very much like being in a writer's room for a series. You're throwing ideas at the wall, seeing what sticks. You're conceptualizing and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. There's some stuff we've done at a in one match that we kind of looking back on it, it just wasn't smooth, it wasn't good enough, so we take that out and kind of tweak things just to make it better. Because I want, any time that either one of us steps in the ring as an individual, and especially when we step in the ring as a tag team, for people to see us as the best tag team out there.
How do y'all communicate in the ring? Like, because obviously you have the crowd around you, everybody's cheering, it's going to be loud, and obviously y'all can't just yell at each other. You're like, hey, we're going to switch this up and do something different. Y'all obviously have to have some sort of communication.
There's times where we've had to kind of like direct each other, verbally. Other times there's you can just look, it can be a head nod or just a meeting eye contact, being in a certain position, and we kind of just know what we want to do from there.
So that just comes with y'all knowing each other and just knowing that a head nod means, hey, we're gonna do this. Kind of like just by the fact that y'all just worked together for so long.
Yeah, that is it's just trusting the person that you're in the ring with to carry you. I mean, trusting Schaefer to carry us with just all the strength and power he has. He trusts me to carry us with the direction and the technical stuff and the planning and the strategery and all that fun stuff. So,
so you've got this thing. I was watching one of your matches earlier today. Go ahead, Chris. Go ahead. You've got cut off twice. Have at it.
Sorry. Yeah, I got lagged so bad, but I just want to say I love all the cinema traits and all that stuff you guys do in your performance. I want to know that it wasn't easy because you have the film background to add that into wrestling, or was it tough to kind of craft that in and make everything make sense?
the hardest part was kind of like was waiting to getting a chance to finally wanting to do it, because it's this version of me, which I feel is the best version of me, is something that I wanted to do for the past like 2 years before I actually started doing it, and I had ideas for it. You know, I don't know how many like notebooks full of like promos and stuff that I was like thinking about and just things I wanted to say and do and that sort of thing, but I didn't have the gear made for it, and I had gone through like 3 gear makers, 2 of which I had to fight with PayPal to get my money back on them when they kind of, I paid them and they didn't do anything. And then I finally found or was reminded of Gear Gal Wrestling gear, and got her to do up my gear, and she did a phenomenal job. So that was me finally being able to be this true part of myself and just merging like 2 things that I love, which is like filmmaking, professional wrestling. And so it wasn't difficult at all to kind of make the change. The biggest thing was just the physical like change as far as like what I wear and stuff like that. Because I mean, I enjoyed the strong style nerd stuff and the Black Goku stuff I was doing in the past, but it I could do that on I couldn't take that where I want to go. Because I mean, Dragon Ball Z, it's a licensed property and all that kind of stuff. So you can do it on certain levels, but I can't take that where I want to go. Whereas this, it's all me, and that's what large companies want to see. They want to be able to make money off of you. So if you bring something original, bring a good idea, then they can see potential in you, or at least that's my thought. Going into it. So I want to be able to just take all of me to wherever it is I want to go.
Nice. So, man, sorry, I'm still thinking Black Goku stuff. You threw me off on that one. I'm like, wait, what? I got to see this.
Hey, I'm kind of curious about that too.
No, just because I had like the tights and like the singlet I had before. It was like just a singlet, but it was kind of stylized in like the gi that Goku wore in Dragon Ball Z. So like I was working so I wore that, and there's just one show I was working for the Christian Wrestling Federation at a church camp, and it was like a kids camp, and just like I think like 60 seconds into the match, like when I came out, they were chanting like Black Goku. So then I ended up like kind of whenever I put like my highlight videos together, promo stuff, I would end it with like them chanting like Black Goku. And then when I came out in NPX, when I started in NPX, I would get like those chants and stuff like that when I came out. So that was, like I said, it was fun for a time that I did it, but I realized it was I don't want to be pigeonholed with that. So I had to kind of go, beyond it. I mean, you have to evolve to get better. So that's how I look at it.
You kind of have to have your own brand at that point. Like, because again, as you said, you can't exactly take that with you because of there's trademark stuff.
Right.
What other things do you hope to accomplish in your future in wrestling? Because obviously you have a serious passion for it. I'm sure that you want to keep going. So just out of curiosity. I
want to get international. I know like there's a bunch of guys that I know and enjoy their work and who are local and stuff who have gone, overseas to Europe, Japan, and stuff like that. And I would like to count myself among them at some point in time. Of course, going on to like your Ring of Honors or your Impacts or your AEWs, just trying to get any sort of like toe in the door of a tryout or just whatever, just to show what I've got. I just want opportunities anywhere, just to show what I can do, because I believe that I'm good at what I do. So it's just a matter of having the platform, the opportunities to show that. So that's all that I'm looking for.
Well, I wish you luck on that, man, because that sounds like a something really cool to do.
So it's
I
gotta be a
don't know
difficult
anything about
industry.
it. Yeah, I understand about being in those difficult industries where you basically have to catch lightning in a bottle.
Yeah, it's it's a lot of it is fighting with the rejections, and I always say you have to like push past the no's to get to the yeses, because you're sending out tape to however many promoters who are also getting tape from umpteen other workers and stuff like that. So it's like fighting through that glutton of, of people, and just trying to stay focused and not get discouraged by plateauing or just not getting opportunities that you want. I mean, there was a time I kind of kicked myself because I will admit there was maybe like a year and a half, 2 year stretch, like years back, where I didn't really kind of put myself out there, didn't try to promote myself and flex my skills, kind of market myself, because of some early sort of discouragement. And I let that time lapse where I just was kind of just down on myself and not trying to push through. So I'm trying to make up for that, but it's a lot of just, it's a mental thing, and just trying to be strong enough to push through the low times to get to those better times and better opportunities and stuff that they're there. You just gotta, like I said, push past the no's to find them, because you're gonna hear no. You're gonna hear no a lot.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's just having the stuff to push past that to get to the success that ideally is around the corner. I always say, like, when the grind is real, the success will be real. And I truly believe that. And I kind of have to repeat that mantra to myself sometimes when it comes to wrestling or when it comes to filmmaking. Like, over the years, I've had a couple of projects where I was like, I started and I was super high on them and super enthusiastic about them. And people kind of came to the project super enthusiastic about it, and then lost it halfway through. And then it showed in their work on screen, and the final product looked like crap. And it's trying to push past those type of discouragements to those better opportunities and better chances that are just around the corner. You just got to hold on a little bit longer to get to there.
Yeah, well, in my opinion, one of the things that especially with industries like that, and like a lot of the ones that we try to get into, you have to kind of develop the thick skin in order to be able to last anyways.
Oh,
Because
definitely.
if you're just given, if it's just given to you real quick, you're not going to last. You're not going to make it because you haven't done, as you were saying, the grind to get there. Like there's no way you would possibly survive unless you've already gone through it.
Yeah, it's getting used to rejection.
Yeah, which there's a lot of.
All artistic and creative
Right.
enterprises, you have to get used to that rejection and really, like you said, grind until you make it, and that grind's got to be real.
Yeah, I agree, guys, and we know all about that here on Zaboys. We've been grinding, and we've actually been doing this since about 2014. I think that's when we started this thing, right?
Something like
we've
that.
been grinding and
Yeah, we took a hiatus.
processing, and doing different things, doing more things now than we actually did before. So yeah, we understand that, and I like coming in. An outsider into the business and being behind the scenes now, watching how it goes. I've always had a respect for it. I have so much more a respect for the process of show day. Show day is such an interesting day, and I love being a part of that. I love working with you guys. It's a good experience. I love the Zaboys podcast, though. That's what we're doing right now live on Twitch. twitch.tv/Zaboys_podcast. We're live here with Sebastion Envi of Best Picture. Sebastion, do you want to hang out and play a wrestling game with us?
Sure.
That sounds awesome.
Like I said before, like watch, it's gonna be a bunch of basic questions that I, as a wrestler, should know, and then people are gonna be like, "You suck. What kind of wrestler are you for not knowing that?"
Well, this should be fun.
I don't know.
We will do that. We will do that. Violator will bring that up to us after the break. We are the Zaboys podcast. I am Positive C with Thorny, with Will, with our guest Sebastion Envi. We don't have music yet, but there will be music played in the middle of this break. So come back with us. Join us on Deep Dallas Radio after this, and we'll be back on the Zaboys podcast. I forget music every week now. That is like my... I am so bad at forgetting music now. I'll have to put a post. But the thing is, all I have to do is put up a post that says, "Hey, does any band want to have their music be played?"
Oh, within 2 minutes, there's at least
50 responses. Yeah, so we're good on that.
Honestly, I kind of like you doing that. Like that makes it kind of interesting.
Right, it's almost like a grab bag.
Yeah, it's like, well, whoever gets there first. It makes it like a game for the rest of them too. It's like, hey, you want to be on the show, you better be paying attention.
All right. So I'm going to take a little bathroom break, and then we'll get going with the next little bit.
I'm going to go get myself a refill.
Guys, do what you need to do. Oh, look at the puppy. That's a beautiful dog, man.
This is a pain in my ass, but he is.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Mine's usually hanging down back here.
I will never in life have another boxer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, they're stubborn, man. They are
like,
super.
The energy is like just literally nonstop on him.
Yeah, we have a buddy who's trying to adopt out a blue heeler right now, and I almost took it, and I was like, I don't have the time to wear that dog out right now. Like, I barely have time for mine, so getting a second one that just is 10 times more energy. Woof.
Yeah, we were actually just going to my other little brown one. He when we were going to get a second dog, we were just going to look at him at the place that was fostering him, and then I saw the white one, that's Yoda, and he was the runt of his litter, so he was like, I think like 8 pounds when we actually went to see him, and he was just running around after like all the other dogs, just trying to play with them, and he was pouncing on everything. He'd see a shadow on the ground, he'd pounce on that, and he stole my heart. Right? When I followed him around, we stayed an extra hour. That we already knew we were going to get Stryker, and then we stayed like an extra hour there because I was trying to have Yoda let me pick him up.
Yeah.
And then I finally like grabbed him and gave him to me, and then like after that, I was smitten, and I was done. We're taking both of them. And now he was like 8 pounds when we got him. Then he got parvo. I put him in the hospital. He was like 4 pounds when he got out of there, and he beat that. And now he's like 85 pounds. So
yeah, big boy now.
That's a big old puppy.
The runt always does that to you, doesn't it? You know, like you get there and it's just, you're like, I shouldn't take the runt, but it's always the problem child. And then you get it and you're like, oh, I love this big idiot.
That's what happened to ours. She's 80 pounds of just wall.
And it just has no concern about, no concept of like how big they are.
Yep. Yeah. She really has no idea that she's as big as she is. Like, I mean, she's figured out that, hey, I can't play with small dogs the same way I play with big dogs. But if she's next to a big dog, like she wants to like wrestle and she wants to, play tug like with a rope. Like she wants to show like, hey, I'm a big girl. I'm strong. And she can do it. She's got a golden retriever friend named Luna that you could sit there and watch them play tug of rope or tug of war all damn day. Damn day. That's all they do. Like whenever they hang out, they'll play for 15 minutes, then they'll sit and chill, and then they're back at it again.
All they do is like him and Stryker. All they do is just wrestle like all day, and then my older daughter has a border collie mix. So we like before we had to put Skunk down. We had 4 in the house, and he would kind of play with them like a little bit. Other times, like they would come around him and he'd give me this look of like, get them away from me. But we'd like the three of them would go outside and they'll wrestle for just hours. And I'm just like, cool. We have a yard for it. Just let them burn all this shit off.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Well, trust me, this one right down here where I gotta figure out how to do this. Yeah. My wife will take the camera. Like, look at the size of this thing. There's like 80 pounds of I'm just muscle and just want to play. Although she's being real sweet right now.
Say, she's being calm for right now.
It's because we told her to be calm, or Morgan did.
Mine's usually in the background here, but he's just being a brat today. Wants to hang out by himself. So,
the one time that he wants to hang out by himself, because normally he wants to hang out with you.
Mm-hmm. Usually he's sitting here trying to get my attention to the entire show, and I'm like, "Hey, man, calm down. We'll go outside in a second."
Yeah, I tell like my wife that like Stryker is such like a cat-like dog because there'd be times where he's like just right up under you, and then there's times where he just doesn't care like what you're doing. He's just over there like doing Stryker things. Whereas like Yoda is just like kind of like he's like becoming like my shadow, kind of like what Skunk was. It was usually like those two would be Skunk would be like right up under me because he was just pure, he was Velcro. That was my co-pilot right there. And then Yoda kind of started to be like that. And I could tell he was kind of angling to be kind of like dog number one. I would always tell him like, bro, like you're 1B. Like this is like
yeah, you're 1B.
Love it. Reagan the dog's like, no. You're not there yet. You'll get there. Don't worry. So,
all right, I'm back.
Oh, all right.
We will. Got it. All right, cool. Yeah. So wrestling trivia game. Thorny, go ahead and throw it into Will.
All right, we can do that. Can I go ahead and just steal the Triple H intro for this right now?
If you want to sing it.
Oh no!
Yes.
No.
Are you ready?
Can I? Only if I can sing it like an opera. Yeah. Oh, you know what? We're gonna do that. Actually, we're gonna sing it in operatic.
Well, okay. At least on the one that we publish, no, we can't. I mean, we can't do the real one, but the one that we put on Deep Dallas, I could probably put the actual thing in.
No. So I'm just gonna operatically sing it and see if anyone catches to what it is as just a horrible joke.
All right.
I dig it.
And I'm not a good singer, so this cannot go. There's no way this goes well, right?
But it's gonna be really funny. All right. Here we go. In
Ready?
3, 2, 1.
Are you ready? Are you ready? It's time to play the game with William Shotwell here on Zaboys.
Well, thank you so much for that fantastic intro.
It's always the stupid shit.
All right, gentlemen. Thank you again, Sebastian, for staying and hanging out with us while we play this game. I think we're all going to have a lot of fun with this. Well, at least I know I will because I know all the answers. And y'all have to know what the answers are. So here's what we're going to do. Basically, we're going to play basic trivia. So everybody go ahead and just think of in your mind right now what kind of a buzzer you would want. You know, the one I usually use is and then, Chris, which one do you normally use? Unicorn?
Unicorn.
Tony, what kind of
Unicorn
buzzer
duck
do
I
you
have
want?
right here?
I'm going to let Sebastian pick. I always let the guest pick before me, so I don't want to take anything too good from him.
I don't know, just whistling.
There you go. That works.
All right. That's a good one.
I'll just go with standard ding then.
Standard ding, you boring motherfucker.
You want me to do opera ding?
Yeah.
It'll take so long to say it that I'll always get beat.
No, because if I hear it first, it'll work. All right. So what we're going to do is we're basically going to play some trivia questions, pro wrestling and everything. I've got a number of different topics here that can be involved. Not all of them are going to be the absolute best for this, like the music ones. I'm not going to be able to play the actual music in the background for you, so I might skip some of those. But
just play it.
Well, I don't have it all hooked up on my computer.
Okay,
so,
then
there we go. There's a better excuse.
And so I also have, I have about 1,400 different questions I could possibly ask you.
Jesus.
So, oh yeah. So this is going to be a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and start off with whoever can do their calling sound first.
Unicorn.
All right, Chris, you get to pick first.
And on a delay.
Do you want wrestling personalities, general WWE questions, finishing and submission moves, or wrestling celebrities?
Did you say finishing moves?
Finishing and submission moves. Yes. I have 187 questions.
I'll take finishing and submission moves. Let's try this out.
All right. Let's go ahead and start off with this one. And you can have the option. So it's going to be 2 points per person or per correct guess. Only one if I have to give you the multiple choice. So which wrestler was known for his signature move, the spine buster?
A unicorn. Arn Anderson.
No.
What?
I don't know. You got two people here saying I don't know. So.
Okay, all right. I want to know who this
nobody
is.
like that does the spine buster better than like Arn Anderson. I'm constantly chasing his spine buster, just the lift and like the torque and the slam is just like when you see mine, that's what I'm trying to do.
I'll give it to y'all, but that's just because this says Batista. Though Arn Anderson's signature, Batista's signature was the spine buster and also the spear.
Okay.
All right. You just want to call that one as a null? Apparently, this is not a very fun trivia game.
Yeah.
All right, let's give you another.
That's terrible. I already disagree with this trivia game immediately. That
all right.
Is known for his spine buster over Arn Anderson.
All right, then let's go ahead with this one instead. Which finishing move is Jeff Hardy's?
Unicorn, the Swanton Bomb.
That is correct.
Yeah, I forgot what's his name. Took that too.
Let me write that one down as a twofer for Chris. Chris, 2 points. All right.
Do I get to pick a category now? Am I category picking?
You are still category picking. Let me go back to the main page on this thing. All right. You got wrestling personalities, general WWE, finishing and submission moves, and wrestling celebrities.
Let's have some fun with wrestling celebrities. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. Perhaps one of the most iconic wrestlers to step foot in WWE was Batista. Which sports endeavor did Batista decide to pursue after he left WWE in 2010?
Ding. It was football, Extreme Football League, I believe.
No, it was not.
Okay.
No.
You guys are up. Have at it.
Unicorn MMA?
It is MMA.
Oh, wow. Okay.
All right, Chris, you get 2 more points on that one and continue to pick the categories.
Let's go wrestling celebrities. I forgot he did MMA.
Still want to stick with wrestling celebrities?
As long as it's not another Batista question.
This one should be an interesting one.
I mean,
Charlotte
acting, right? No, sorry.
Charlotte is the daughter of which superstar?
Unicorn, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Chris, you are nailing this.
The recently released Ric Flair.
The recently released. I didn't know he was recently released. Charlotte is the daughter of wrestling legend Ric Flair. Ricky Steamboat is the dragon. Ricky Morton is. Oh, these are all the extra people that they had on here as your options. Okay, I'm not going to read the rest of that.
Oh. Let's go wrestling celebrities one more time.
Do what? One more time? All right, if you get this one, we're gonna have to move on to somebody else. Ooh, this should be. I don't know if you'll get this one, Chris. You might. Bo Dallas is the son of which famous grappler?
Unicorn, Mike Rotunda.
Wow, you did
get that? Wow, okay.
You did. Damn, Chris. All right, you know how they.
I was only thinking Von Erichs for some reason. I think the word Dallas threw me off there.
Those are Texas boys. Though.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and move over to Sebastion because, Chris is so far picking kicking so much ass. It's not fair. It's kind of like, whenever you're playing, Pee Wee, baseball, and they have like the
run
non-hit
rule
rule.
limit.
So we're just gonna keep moving.
I'm right there with you, man.
All right. Do you want to go with one of those, or you just want me to pick one? Because I've got some easier ones right here that are on another website.
Just pick one.
Hey, just pick one. All right.
I could answer all those. I was just like letting y'all have
it.
Who is the only WWE superstar who has seized the Intercontinental Championship 8 times?
Ding.
See, I knew it was gonna be one of those ones that I should know, and then people be like, "Oh, what
All right,
I want to say Chris Jericho.
It is Chris Jericho.
Oh shit! I was guessing so bad.
That is.
Was that? Or I was going to say Kurt Angle.
Yeah, that is.
All right, let's go ahead and continue down with these right here. These may be a little bit easier. Who brandishes the record for the longest time spent in the ring during a Royal Rumble?
Oh shit! Come on.
Oh shit!
Longest time Rumble.
Wow, there's a lot of good options for this actually.
Yeah,
I don't know.
This one doesn't have multiple choice though, so
Flair?
no, it is not Ric Flair. I do have the hint. All right.
Is it Shawn Michaels?
No, it is not Shawn Michaels.
I am gonna take a stab in the dark and say Mankind.
No, it is Rey Mysterio.
Really?
Mysterio.
It doesn't say how long you lasted though, so I'm afraid I can't fill you in with that.
No, you're good. I didn't expect that. I feel like there's just been so many more legends of the Royal Rumble than Rey Mysterio.
I gotta see which one that was. Longest Rumble time.
So we gotta do some fact check in here. Everyone's like, no.
Well, hey, you know what? The first one was apparently wrong. So, all right.
I think it was the phrasing of that question that threw everything off.
They may have, because it was probably not a very good phrase, way to phrase it, because it did make it seem like.
No, I think I think the original writer of that question just probably
bungled the phrasing.
Yeah,
probably.
Exactly. I think that was more of
a quick cursory Google has Rey Mysterio at 62 minutes 12 seconds in 2006, but it has
that's a long time.
Which I guess Daniel Bryan's at 76 minutes 5 seconds in 2018 in the greatest Royal Rumble, but I think that was kind of where they put in a crap load more participants, so
yes,
blew that up. So I guess it was Ray. But nobody ever talked.
Yeah, Ray. A whole hour for Rey Mysterio Jr. in that.
That's pretty long time in my opinion. All right, who has won the maximum? That's a stupid question. It's not even written right. Let's do this. What are Chris Jericho's 2 finishers called?
Oh,
is this current?
Should be fairly current.
Chris Jericho's 2 finishers.
Oh, yeah, I mean, if we're talking like WWE or AEW or like.
Well, I think these are probably WWE.
Yeah,
Insult and Walls of Jericho.
Walls of Jericho is one of them. The other one, what was the one you said? The other ones that you said? No, it says Code Breaker on here.
Oh, so it's not fully relevant because that's not even his intro anymore, is it?
That was such a good
basic stuff, but it's just like
no, you're good. I thought Jericho changed from the whole, countdown to Y2J and.
Yes, now he does what is called the Judas effect, which is a really cool back elbow, which is really violent looking. I really enjoy that move. Actually, I've always enjoyed Jericho's
Judas effect. That sounds so
fantastic
messed up.
It is a pretty messed up move. All right, continue on there, Will.
Who was the first unanimous WWE champion?
Undisputed.
It does not say undisputed. It just says first unanimous.
That's a oddly.
Whoever wrote that question is an idiot.
Hey, I don't know much about wrestling. I'm just reading the questions as I see them.
If it's unanimous, I don't know, but if it's undisputed, I'm gonna say Unicorn Jericho.
It is Chris Jericho.
Oh Lord.
So yeah, undisputed.
Yeah.
That was a terrible question.
All right.
Let's get away from Jericho, y'all. Let's go.
Yeah, Jericho and Batista.
Say Batista and Jericho owning this game.
How many WWE championships were won by Hulk Hogan?
Oh God, Chris, you have to know this.
Oh, that's a really good question.
I had no idea.
WWE,
I'm gonna say Ding 3.
No.
All right.
It's not a bad guess though, because he held titles long, but I can't.
yeah,
remember
I mean,
how
it
many
wasn't
times
like
he
a
got
bunch of title wins, but they were like lengthy ones. Just
right.
uh,
And then he got one more. Unicorn 6.
Yes. The answer is 6.
I was gonna say 5.
Hey,
He got
closer
5,
than me.
but then he got that one random one in his last run. They gave him the title one more time, so I think they probably counted that last one as the 6th.
All right. Which superstar was never a part of the Ministry of Darkness?
Well,
Harry
multiple
Potter?
choice.
Sorry.
There's a lot.
Another good
There's so
question.
many.
I could skip it.
Wait,
You
what
can
was
name
the
like a whole bunch of people. Like that should
Yeah,
be like
yeah,
a
it's-
choice
which
one.
They did not
rephrase?
have
Hold on.
multiple choice on that.
What's the question again?
Oh. Which superstar was never a part of the Ministry of Darkness?
Oh
They
yeah,
don't have-
there's too many to name on that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
that would be.
Yeah, that's a pretty dumb question. It says Kane on here,
Mhm.
but
Oh, there may have been a multiple choice you just don't have.
that's true.
My thoughts would have been Kane, Mankind, Undertaker would have been your 3 multiple choices, and then maybe who's that other guy that the lights go out and everyone turns on the lights for the candles.
Oh, Bray Wyatt. Yeah, you got
Yeah,
stuck
they said
in
maybe
in
Wyatt could have
that.
been in there.
Yeah, that would have been a multiple choice. But yes, the answer is Kane.
Okay, I'm gonna go back to
like 16 other people on the roster.
That's to say, there's so many
Right.
superstars that weren't in it.
It's not like the NWO where everybody was in it at one point in time.
Oh god, that was to see something start off like so awesome and then just for it to devolve into such a joke was just like
I've been actually studying early 90s and mid 90s and 90s WCW to learn what not to do with creative and booking. It's been my goal not to make those mistakes if I get more into creative. So
Yeah.
All
Don't-
right.
Don't
Here's
recreate DMX. We don't need 13-year-olds running around flashing people with the suck it sign anymore. That was horrible when we were children.
no, that's not even a good question, man. These are I don't even understand half these questions I'm looking at. Okay, who was the wrestler that performed the Stone Cold Stunner?
Please, anybody take this. I don't even care.
Sally, what
Yeah.
wrestler did the Skull Come Stunner? I believe it is not.
no, I said lost. No, you give me
Yeah,
points.
there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
say you
give
already
us
got
a
it.
points
You
on
got
that
it. Yeah. Just for the fun of it, can I say the Holly guy, Hardcore Holly?
one. He would have loved to have done the Stunner, probably.
Here's one for you. Which of the
Bubba.
following people did not use the sharpshooter as a finisher? Tyson Kidd, Bret Hart, Stu Hart, or Natalia?
Who didn't use the sharpshooter as a
did not
finisher?
use sharpshooter as
I
a
don't know
finisher.
what Stu did.
I'm gonna say Stu.
You're
I was
correct
about
on
to
that
say,
one.
Yeah, I was like, I know 2 of them did, but
Sweet Diva Mood made this commentator say, "Shucky
Yeah, I
ducky."
forgot about
Can
Tyson
you-
Kidd.
wait, repeat that?
Oh, Chris said something about Tyson Kidd. So,
Yeah.
all right. So the next question: a Sweet Diva move makes this commentator say, "Shucky ducky." Can you dig this superstar's name?
Oh, Booker.
It is Booker.
Oh, nice.
Why did Kato of the Orient Express wear a mask?
He did. I don't think there was ever a reason for it.
To hide the fact that he was not Asian, apparently. That's the answer to this.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Interesting. I'm not even familiar with him, but
I'm not
I
either.
couldn't believe it because freaking what you call it with the Young Dragons. What's his name? wasn't Asian and he wore a mask.
I couldn't tell you, man. I really couldn't. I know this much about wrestling. As you could tell by the way that I put,
you just
set up this
choosing
question.
these questions and going, oh, this will make sense. Okay.
Well, I guess we'll have to wait till Chris gets back. Otherwise, well, no, he's already got so many points. Well, actually, Sebastian's catching up to him. Thorny, I'm sorry, you've only got like 4 points.
Yeah, it happens. Hey, buddy, come back here. What are you doing?
Here he is. All right.
doing?
Hello again, guys.
Hey,
Hello.
welcome.
All right.
Here's
Next
Jamie
question.
Noble. Jamie Noble and the Young Dragons. He wore a mask.
Oh, okay.
Not Asian. He was Caucasian.
Caucasian. Yes, of course.
He was a Canadian American.
Canadian American.
No.
All right. When people cross this guy, they get shell shocked. Who is he?
Unicorn. Who is Ryback?
That is correct.
Okay. I was thinking that old school sergeant guy. You know, he had wore the military hat and the sunglasses.
Oh, Sergeant Slaughter.
Thank you. Yeah.
That would have been an excellent move for Sergeant Slaughter. That would have been terrible.
It wasn't my fault. It was his line after doing a heinous act. When you get this question wrong, you say that again? Snitsky? Yeah, it is it. Couldn't even finish it.
You're like, I know this one. Yeah.
Snitsky. Another guy that creative just did not know what to do with.
All right. Which of these four drafted after the Battle Royale has won a Money in the Bank ladder match? Was it Edge, R-Truth, John Morrison, or Chris Jericho?
Wait, say that one more time.
Which of the four drafted after the Battle Royal has won a Money in the Bank ladder match? Edge, R-Truth, John Morrison, or Chris Jericho?
Said has not won the Money in the Bank?
Has.
Okay.
Has.
Ding. Oh,
Edge, it is.
nice.
Edge,
I was going to say John Morrison.
I was just shot in the dark. That was a horribly worded question.
Yes.
I guess it's maybe a Royal Rumble winner. I think that's what they meant. I think they meant who has run a Royal Rumble and a Money in the Bank. I think that's what they meant.
That or we're all just having strokes tonight.
Again, health in your 30s coming up later.
All right, I might be having a stroke trying to read some of these things, especially since I don't really don't know. Here's another easy one right here. Gonna grab that product and say, "Ooh yeah!"
Macho Man, Slim Jim,
Macho Man, Randy Savage. Yep. It is. Oh,
yeah,
Chris,
I used to do a killer Macho Man. Sometimes the madness, you gotta get the flying out of there. You have no control with the game. Ooh, yeah.
Who performed the atomic leg drop?
The what?
Who performed the atomic leg drop?
Ding. I'm gonna say Bam Bam Bigelow just for this for some reason.
Nope.
All right.
Nice name though.
That's the atomic name drop.
No, I'm thinking of just the atomic drop. What the Unicorn Hulk Hogan?
It is
He's
Hulk
the only one
Hogan.
I know who drops a leg drop.
And it was Hulk Hogan indeed.
I didn't know he called it the atomic leg drop.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Let's see. How about we do
Mr. America dropping atomic things on
They're atomic. I'm thinking of like top rope leg drop or something. So again, that goes back to like some basic shit that I should know. Now I'm like questioning my.
No, you're fine.
Your whole wrestling knowledge now.
It's okay. Some of these, again, do not judge yourself on that because trust me, some of these questions are stupid because I probably don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. So, all right, let's do like 3 more. Sorry, Thorny, you're pretty much out of the running here.
I can make a comeback, I swear.
Maybe.
Look at your poop.
Just like Kardashian, right?
Time for your shine there, buddy.
All right. Who has won the most championships in WWE?
The most championships in
this is a loaded question because there's like, are they counting just WWE championships or are they counting all championships?
Well, the question says WWE.
No, but he's saying
But
like
again, this is
only.
also
Is it only like heavyweight? Is it only
Triple H,
tag?
yeah.
Or are they completing everything in one?
the most
He said
championship.
Triple H.
It is not Triple H.
I
I
would
mean, it
say
may be, but I doubt it.
Unicorn John Cena.
It is John Cena, at least
course.
according to this website.
I count Flair because I championships around the world. It's what, like 17 or something like that, or some odd fucking number. But yeah, I think it's Flair.
Yeah,
I think someone
was
else.
his. I figured I wouldn't count him because his was like all told numbers, but trying
Right.
to just WWE.
And I think probably Triple H's too, if because I don't like some of Cena's championships because they were very much back and forth, and so it's kind of like if you're trading the belt, sometimes you get this title reign for like a couple of months and then you trade it back. I don't like that. That shouldn't really count as so many reigns to make your your number go up high. That's cheating to me.
It's storytelling, man. Storytelling.
Who did Andre the Giant face in the first match of the following round in the WWF Championship competition at WrestleMania 4?
Ding, Hulk Hogan.
It was Hulk Hogan.
It's an iconic fucking photo too. Like it's.
Yeah.
Sorry about that F-bomb there, everybody.
Nobody gives a fuck. Question, and this is the last one.
All right.
The last question. So, and Sebastian, you are 2 points behind Chris. So I'm going to make this. If you can get this, I'm going to let you be the winner by giving you 3 points. If Chris gets it, he's just going to have to be, the champion and has the belt. Question. Is President Donald Trump a part of the WWE Hall of Fame? Yes or no?
Yes.
3 points to
Are you kidding me? Why?
Wow.
And he takes the belt.
Why is
unbelievably he is?
I forgot about that.
Why?
Yeah, the hair versus hair thing at WrestleMania, where who was?
Oh yeah,
Trump.
Umaga and Bobby Lashley.
Oh no!
It is like Idiocracy has come to life. If any of y'all have seen that movie, a pro wrestler is the president of the United States. Who was it? Terry Crews?
Yeah, Terry Crews.
One of the greatest movies of all time.
Yeah,
I love
Mike,
that.
Mike Judge.
At WrestleMania 20, actually, I just watched a video on a recap of WrestleMania 20. They send out what's his face, Jesse the Body Ventura, out there into the ring to cut a promo, right? And in the middle of the promo, he points at Donald Trump, who's sitting out, in the crowd, and he goes, "Hey, Donald, I think the White House needs a wrestler as a president. Would you support me?" And Donald's like, "Yeah, I'd support you." Little did you know, a little while later, he'd be the one in fucking office, and Jesse Ventura would be a crazy old man somewhere. So you see how things kind of flip in the world today.
Didn't Jesse Ventura run for governor somewhere once?
He was the governor of Minnesota.
Yeah, independent.
Okay.
But this has been a lot of fun. This has been a lot of fun. I love everything you are doing out there at MPX there, Sebastian. Best Picture is one of my favorite things going on right now. So thank you for taking the time out on this Sunday to hang out with us here on the Zaboys podcast. Anything else you want to quickly plug? Anything you want to say about what you got going on in the future with Best Picture?
We're just going to continue being the best team, best champs, best picture. I put out the call. There's a couple guys in the DFW area that I am wanting to face, because a good production is only as good as the talent that you can bring in to execute a fine script. And I've said today on Facebook, I'll continue advocating for it. Best Picture wants horsepower. That is Eddie Martinez. That is Nate Collins. Best Picture wants horsepower. So if it happens in MPX, great. It needs to happen somewhere else, that is great too, because we will handle business anywhere we need to, any set we need to go to face horsepower, we're up for it. So outside of that, of course, like I said, youtube.com/TorganFilms, my overall YouTube channel, shorts and other stuff are coming to it. You have my Let Us Geek vlog video series. I'm still trying to figure out what to call it. And then I've got a few short films coming. I got Taking Lumps that has Exodus Prime in it, actually.
Oh wow, cool. Thanks.
I've got a superhero project that I'm working on called Black Cobra, and then I've got a comic book called Cheerleader Karate School, which is kind of taking a live action project that I did, that's the project I was referring to that didn't turn out kind of how I wanted it. I'm taking it back to its roots as a comic book where I don't have to worry about schedules or budgets or this or that. Just got to have a good artist, which I have for it, to bang out some good pages. So looking for that, hopefully by the end of the year or maybe like early January.
Nice. Okay.
That is awesome. Yeah. So you hear that the power glider, Eddie Martinez, I believe, is who's in Horsepower. So you hear that out there. They're laying out the challenge. Kirby, get them in there. Come on, guys. We can have that'd be an awesome match. I couldn't wait to see that. I can't wait to see you guys next week. Thank you very much, Sebastion. You have a wonderful rest of your night. We will be back here on the Zaboys podcast on twitch.tv/Zaboys_podcast. We will also be on Deep Battles Radio on Monday night, starting at 8 p.m., I believe, 8 to 9, 9:30, somewhere around that, where you can hear what we're doing right now there. Thank you. We will be back with Thorny, who will teach us about some health now in our 30s, which we know a lot of you out there are. So be healthy, guys. Stay safe. Sebastion, you have a wonderful evening, and we'll be back here on the Zaboys podcast after this music.
Thank you, guys.
Awesome.
And we're out.
Cool.
Chat's
man.
over here
Thank
getting
you.
weird.
Thank you so much, Sebastion. Like, that was awesome. You're a great guest, man. That was fantastic insight on everything and anything that we brought to the table. So I really appreciate you taking the time.
No problem. It's my pleasure.
If you ever decide to do it,
those questions, I was gonna shit, I should know.
No.
Well, they weren't the best questions because I didn't know how to filter out good questions from bad questions. I was just like, well, okay, here's a huge list of them. I'm just going to look through and, okay, this one looks like it makes sense. And clearly I was wrong on half of them. So
I had like a couple of them were like, my wife was like from the living room to like the correct answer.
No, I think if anything, some of them are just vague.
A little bit loaded.
But awesome, man. I look forward to seeing what else you're working on too, Max. I swung by your YouTube page, was watching Let Us Geek today, watching some of your highlight videos and everything. And I was like, this is really good. You've got a great green screen set up there too. I was really impressed with that. Like, green screen's a hard fucking thing to figure out.
It is. Like, that's one of the things I struggle with when I get people like in front of it, with like skin, especially for Caucasian folks, is just getting skin tones. Color corrected.
Yeah. We reflect green.
Yeah, everybody's green. Just make everybody green. It'll be fine.
I actually saw a Twitch streamer who...
man. Thorny's pretty damn good at it.
Getting into
I did for my like stop motion stuff, because like the part of like getting held up on, I've got stop motion stuff, and I'm a huge fan of audio dramas. Like Big Finish, their Doctor Who like series of audio dramas. That's got me into wanting to do a few of them for a couple things that I'd like to do live action, but I mean they'd be too costly.
Yeah.
And I like that medium, and I've casted and recasted for one thing that I'm working on a few times, just because I'll cast people and I'll put it out there as like a paying gig, and then I'll just cast somebody and then
they disappear.
So it's like, it sucks, because it's like, even with like comic book stuff, it's like I've gone through trying to do the deferred way with an artist. I've paid an artist off top, and had him just like, I think I paid him a few $100s to get started, and then they just ghosted me.
Been there.
Like, it's just like, it's just finding people who are about getting shit done. It's so frustrating.
No, we've been there 100%.
These two have a animated thing that we've all kind of developed, but they actually wrote a script for a whole season, actually. Roman Gods of California.
We wrote
3 seasons or 3 episodes?
No, 3 episodes.
No, we've got 2 episodes and some change. but we have ideas for at least 3 seasons, and like where we would take it to make it go.
But we
haven't written it all out.
We did the same thing, though, where we paid someone a couple $100 up front for some concept art and never saw anything other than a few face sketches. And we were like, well, and then he just kind of disappeared. We were like, okay, well, lesson learned there. Next time, find somebody that's just eager to jump on the project with you that wants to grow this thing. And even then, that's, like you said, it's hard. You can never just find people that want to stick around and grassroots anything these days.
Yeah, it's that's part of the frustration behind it, because like say like Cheerleader for High School, that was like my baby, and it still is, and I loved it. And I had people who were enthused about it when we started, and then like by the end I could tell that they weren't, and it was reflected in kind of like the stuff on the on screen or whatever. And it was like so I had it on Amazon, and then I think like a few months ago I got this notice from Amazon that roughly said, paraphrasing strongly, but it basically, the message was, this thing sucks so bad we're taking it off.
Oh God.
Oh.
So I was like,
that's rejection dysphoria right there. I've had rejection dysphoria just right now listening to you say that. Like, I don't remember when I was a guy.
It was just like, wow. So that's like part of the reason for just wanting, because it was originally conceived as a comic book, and then I wanted to do it live action.
Yeah.
And then it didn't work out right. So I was like, screw it, I'm going back to comic books. So I don't have to make any compromises on just anything. I can have it be what it was originally intended to be, because it's like a love letter to it's like if you put like Supernatural, Dragon Ball Z, and Sailor Moon and Pretty Cure in a blender, you would get Cheerleader for High School.
Nice. Okay. Is there a place to still kind of see this at, or?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of curious right now. I want to read that.
Well, the comic I'm still not.
Yeah,
I'm still working on. I think I have. Trying to see if I have. I think I've excised every trace of the.
Never do that.
Of it online, at least.
I've got bad vlog videos of me at the age of 20 that I say I'm going to take down, and then I go, no one's seen them. It's okay. No one will find these.
That, or you have no access to them anymore because you're using a different email. And you
don't even remember. I can still find that YouTube page. The only person that watches them is me. The ideas were gold back then. Like, I'm like, I wish I could redo these now that I have more skills and more knowledge of how this all works. But at the same time, it's like, but these jokes don't work the way that they used to anymore. So let's never touch these again. Like, let's just bury these.
Because like I never went to a formal like film school. Where I just picked up a gun when I was a journalist working for a newspaper. Or even before that, like I was in college making fan films. I just picked up a camera and just just went to it, just kind of took my lumps and stuff that way. And I did a Power Ranger fan film.
Oh, nice.
Years back, where looking back on it, like knowing kind of what I know now, I cringe at some of the stuff I did, because like the whole like 180-degree rule, I shit all over that when I did that Power Ranger. It's like, so bad. And then there's some stuff like where I'm looking at the composition and stuff of like certain shots, and I'm just like, oh, that was awesome. There's some of the greatest shit I did. And then some stuff I'm like, oh my God, why did you do that?
Why did I do that?
No idea.
Yeah.
No, I've been there, man.
Well, you live and you learn and you grow with content creation. Like that's kind of what I figured out. Yeah, just live and you learn. Yeah. So you sent, this is where to find it?
Yeah, that's CKS.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. Yeah. Heck yeah. We're definitely checking this out. I'm gonna forward it to the Zaboys right now. Yeah, it'll be just for us. If you hear me ever drop anything on a Saturday from it, you'll know. You'll know that we watched it. But yeah, hey, that was a lot of fun actually. Working with you and Schaefer on that thing on Saturday. Hopefully, I did a good job for you guys.
Oh yeah, no, everything was good. That whole bit was like that was like that was awesome.
Oh. What I'm hoping is that Richard sees that and my pitch to be the backstage interviewer goes through, because I pitched it to Kirby, I pitched it to Richard. They want me to film a couple of things and make sure everything looks good because I'm so tall. So they're gonna sit me down. So we just gotta find a way to sit me down and make it. I thinking of making it look like a podcast, making it look like I'm doing a podcast or in the middle of this, and I have a guest on every week, just one guest of whoever's in the match. So I think we can work with something like that and make it make sense. So we'll see what happens.
They need to get somebody steady because they usually kind of get the rookies to play that part, and then of course they
right. And I actually have the experience in it. I've actually done, this before and all that stuff. I've done interviews all the time. And since I'm training and I'm so young in training, I can be there for months and months and months and months and have things build throughout that. And so it's not just like, oh, you have this guy who's training and he's going to be the backstage interviewer, but 4 weeks later, he's going to be debuting. It's going to be, 9, 12 months before I debut. If I'm actually working, and maybe even a little bit less time for being a manager. So why not use me in the back? I'm already doing promos. I'm already working with the guys anyway. It seems just to make sense.
Yeah. I've been meaning to get up there to see you training.
Please film.
Yeah, I'll be up there. I'll be up there Monday. I won't probably be there Wednesday. I'm actually meeting up with Jackson and helping him do some stuff out in Denton for his nonprofit. I'm introducing him to a couple of people I know out there at Killer's Tacos, and gonna kind of broker a deal where he gets to do an event out there. So I might be doing that on Wednesday, but I'll be there on Monday. Yeah. So training's fun, man. I enjoy it. My body feels good after the days. I just feel.
He feels paralyzed apparently. I've still been curious. I haven't asked him yet. I've always been curious what training consists of, because I would imagine that's not just your basic go in and simple training session like you would do at your local gym. I would imagine you guys go through some pretty intense and rigorous training.
Yeah, there's a lot of it like just the drills, cardio type stuff, and then as well as just kind of drilling to kind of get a flow for like the moves and stuff like that.
And how not to completely hurt each other.
Yeah, I can believe it.
That would be the thing. And I'd be like, man, that's what would make me nervous.
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. Come on, there's got to be moments where it actually hurts.
These are not very big arms.
I've got a metal plate and 2 pins in my ankle that says it.
Ooh.
It hurts. So.
How long have you been doing this?
10 years.
10 years. Wow. Okay. Damn. That'll be interesting. Well, I'm excited to see some of it. Chris keeps telling us to come out. My Saturdays have been horribly booked lately.
Yeah. And I work 1 to 9 on Saturdays, so I can never make it out to fucking anywhere.
Well, just take a day off someday, but
yeah, maybe one day whenever I can afford to do it.
Goodness.
Because they don't pay me much.
Well, look, time is money. Money is, I don't know where to go from there. Time is money.
I found out that there's a Dairy Queen in Austin that is paying burger flippers more than I get paid right now.
That's something to talk to your management team about.
Yeah, I already have, and they don't care.
Might be time to find a new career, man.
Yeah, but I like talking on the radio.
Man, that is quite the collection. Yeah. Yeah, chat's been dying to see everything you got in there, man. So we could sit here for 2 hours, let you just go through everything, and that could be a whole show.
And then there's like boxes and like a couple tubs like in the closet with like the rest of like my Transformers stuff, and yeah, there's bunches of stuff. It's kind of like it sucks on the one hand because there's so much like good stuff out there that I'm collecting, like, and Hasbro. It's mostly like Hasbro stuff because Hasbro does Power Rangers Lightning Collection, Transformers, G.I. Joe, and Marvel Legends, and they're just constantly putting stuff out. It's just killing me.
Yeah. So they're releasing some great stuff. Have you seen these? They're doing crossovers of Power Rangers and Ninja Turtles. They've got now they're doing like this more.
Part of me is like, part of me doesn't like the Power Ranger Turtle ones, but that Green Ranger Shredder one, I might have to get that.
That one's pretty epic. And then they're also doing the dark Power Rangers now, like the evil Power Rangers, where they've changed the helmets and everything. Those are looking pretty cool, but
yeah, I need more like the Detox shells, but they're sold out. I think at IKEA, and then sometimes you'll catch like a run on Facebook Marketplace where people are like just dropping them for like $30 and $40 and stuff, and I haven't seen any of that, so I might just have to look at a different kind of shelving to get.
You get it figured out.
I'm sure the Container Store probably has some stuff. My wife loves the Container Store.
I can see space in this room to see how to say. Calm down, chat. Calm down.
What'd they say?
Chat's offering to help him organize and set stuff up and set up shelving, and it just everybody's like, I want to see this collection.
How do I feel like I'm dealing with the variant stuff, the Delta variant shit?
Oh yeah,
I'm vaxxed. I have that, and then I just I try to stay away from people. I do the hand sanitizer thing and just try to,
just always
be careful. Be careful and be cleanly. That's what I try to do.
It's all any of us can do. You know.
I'm right there with you. I wear a mask wherever I have to, and then I got my shot and I wash my hands.
Yeah.
I'm doing everything I can. It's the people that aren't doing what they can that kind of irk me. But whatever, to each their own, I guess.
Yeah, that's how I try to look at it. Because that's
awesome.
Such a triggery type of thing.
Yo, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, so triggery.
All right, we'll let you go, Sebastian. We appreciate you being a guest on our show, and I shall see you. You guys are booked Saturday, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. I shall see you Saturday, and this will also be on tomorrow night on the Deep Dallas Radio internet radio station. So the audio version of this one will be on tomorrow night as well.
Cool. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. No, thanks for coming, man.
You have a wonderful rest of your night, brother.
Look forward to talking to you some more in the future too.
All right, you guys do.
Yeah, I was gonna say, feel free to join us whenever.
Cool.
Cool.
All right, guys.
Yep. Be safe. Oh, well, he's gone.
There he goes. All
Awesome.
right. It's always an awkward moment. It's almost like the awkward moment whenever you know someone at the grocery store, and you're like, oh hey, and you do your little chit chat talk, and then you both have to go shop more.
Yeah,
but you guys are like walking next to each other. You gotta pretend, you gotta find some way to distract yourself or go down a different aisle. So you're not
you just gotta embrace it and have a good time with it.
Whenever they have to leave.
Well, I think goodbyes are just weird for everybody, you know. I mean, I don't know.
Well, if it's a good conversation, yes, it's weird, but I've had a very easy time saying goodbye to some people.
Well, yeah, you're talking to someone really awkward that you don't, want to talk to. Yeah, that's easy. But like I said, when you're having a good conversation, like I could have sat there and we could have talked, we could have nerded out for, like I said, another 2-3 hours before.
Probably.
Like I would have been like, wait, what? Oh, we're doing a show still? Whoops, my bad. Because we could have talked everything: Power Rangers, Turtles, Transformers, Marvel. Like we could have gone down the rabbit hole. Eventually, I would have gotten to Dungeons and Dragons. So.
I just find it funny. As soon as the record button is turned off, that's whenever all the gold comes out.
Oh, that's why I don't stop recording on the stream. I just let it go.
Well, I know. I just turn it off on here because it's easier to edit.
I got you. ABR, man, always be recording. Not really.
Yeah.
The Dax Shepard joke from
I'll let you do all that. Because if I really wanted all the audio, I could just go get you to pull it.
True. Very true. It's very
you got
easy.
It's just a whole lot easier for me if I cut it at the end of each segment. Because then I don't have to go search and say, okay, where did we come in? Oh.
Yeah, I got you. A trick that they do.
I think you watered down that orange juice a little too much.
No, it's just water.
Yeah.
A trick that voice artists
all right, let's
do.
hurry up and do this last one because I
gotta pee so bad.
My internet's being really funky tonight, so let's hurry up and do this last one.
All right.
Give me like 2 seconds. I gotta use the restroom.
Okay, I'll use the restroom too.
All right. I'm gonna sit here.
Come on. Okay, we got one more segment.
All right, I'm coming back. I'm coming back. Okay, Chris is going too. All right, I'm gonna make this super easy for both of you guys. I mean, y'all comment wherever you want to. You don't have to.
All right.
You doing lock picking?
Do what?
You doing lock picking?
Yeah, I was waiting on y'all, and I already got it once.
Nice.
Yeah, but
Frozen. Everyone's frozen all the time.
Nah. Uh-oh. Chris about to drop out again. Yep.
There he went.
I was gonna say I was about to tell him to, like, if he drops out in the middle of this, he doesn't have to worry about coming back if he doesn't want to.
Well, we're sitting at 15 minutes and 30 seconds anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got this last segment doesn't have to be the end all be all. Like you don't have to spend a lot of time on it if you don't want to.
No, I'm literally just gonna run through these 3 pre-written concepts here because I took basically what was like 15 tips and just combined them into 3. And then, like I said, you guys can comment where you want to, and if you don't, that's fine. I'll just keep going. It's just a quick wrap-up segment, you know.
Personally, I think that we should have probably done this as just an interview episode.
I agree. I think we should have just interviewed him for the full hour.
That's what I think we should have done.
But
we'll know that for next time.
Yeah. I honestly just think that's how our interview segments should be. We should always just do a full episode with them because people seem to it flows better. Yeah,
well, that and we're not like we don't have to worry about coming up with extra stuff. It's just like, okay, all we're gonna do is just talk to this person for an hour. It's not hard to come up with an hours long, interview with 3 people.
Yeah.
Like it's real easy. We've done it for multiple people already, and once the flow gets going, I mean, it takes care of itself. Because even as you were saying, like, yeah, we could have nerded out on all kinds of other stuff. Like and half the stuff that we talked about, honestly, I thought was more interesting in the in-between segments than what was actually recorded.
I mean, you can always, no, we can't.
No, I wouldn't be able to do it. It would take me way too long to do that.
Yeah. Chat wants to know what kind of lock you're trying to pick. It looks like a master lock.
It is a master lock. This is a master 140.
Awesome. Chris, welcome back.
I just got it too, by the way. In case y'all were curious.
Chris, I was saying in this next segment, man, I'm going to do this real quick. You guys can comment on what you want to. And if for some reason your internet drops out, don't feel obligated to come back. We can just wrap it and keep running. Completely up to you, my man.
Yeah, we're sitting at 50 minutes and some change anyways, so. Are you on delay again? I think he's on delay again. He's not frozen in here.
I didn't freeze.
No, because I can hear you now, too.
Yeah, now we can hear you.
Can you hear us?
Yeah, but my connection's 4 out of 5. Y'all's is like 1 out of 5, both of y'all's.
That's weird.
I'm showing all green on all fronts.
Same here. And there he goes. He froze again. Maybe not.
Ish.
He's back to 4 out of 5, but he is frozen.
But he's still frozen. And he's gone. Well, while we're doing that, I've got another lock I could pick. This one's a 5-pin, though. This is not a master lock.
Never would have pictured Will as a rogue or a thief.
I wouldn't have either. But, I bought this at the beginning of COVID just for shits and giggles. And I've been having a lot of fun with them. So I've got a little small collection of locks. And I sit and play with them. This is a Brinks, by the way, for those of you that are curious.
Yep, no worries.
5-pin, I'm using a classic rake.
Look at you. You got the foldable rake now. Didn't you used to have the keychain rake?
No, I've got a whole bunch of different ones.
All right. Chris, can you see us moving this time?
I'm better.
We're good?
All right.
Yes, I can see you guys moving. Well,
I can quit picking locks on the stream now.
okay, and then there we go. All right, I think we're good now.
All right.
All right.
All right, let's do this last segment. I'll throw it into you, Thorny.
Cool. Yeah.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, hit it.
I believe it is time for one last segment here on the Zaboys podcast. We just had Sebastion Envi on for a couple of segments, and that was a lot of fun. He was a great guest. But now it's time to move on and have a little fun with James Thornquist. James Thornquist. We call him Thorny. And he's got Thornquist. He's got to say that with your chest. Say it with your chest.
Thornquist.
Thornquist. And he has some health updates for all you 30-year-olds out there, which is probably a lot of our listeners because 30-year-old males love podcasts.
Yeah. And all of us are 30.
We are. We're all pushing 30, guys. And
pushing 30. We were already pushing daisies on 30, bro.
So here's what we're gonna be talking about, guys. 30 was a big eye opener. I'm not sure if it was for you guys. It was for me. And 35 is slowly creeping up, and it's getting scarier. So today we're going to discuss how to maintain your health in your 30s and what things you should be doing. This is just kind of a big disclaimer to all. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So to maintain your health, you first need to maintain your weight with exercise and diet. Losing weight and maintaining it is easier to do at a younger age, but you should be focusing on hitting a healthy weight before the age of 40. In order to do this, you would need to focus on exercise and diet, which I just said. I know I'm really redundant right now. Exercise helps build muscle, boost metabolism, and it aids in letting you sleep better. But what is more important really is what you eat, because although people will constantly tell you that exercise is super important, it's about only 15% of the equation. It's usually diet's what, 85%, I believe. Now I'm not. Yeah, so yeah, I'm not preaching you go keto or vegan or try some extreme fad diet, but you should be eating your fruits and vegetables while trying to avoid processed or fast foods. Basically, you want to shop the exterior edges of your grocery store, avoid the aisles, and cut back on the sugar. This is going to help you maintain your essential vitamins, your minerals, and help you avoid that pesky heart disease that starts to creep up in your older age.
You know, I never thought about it, but you're right. All the outer edges of a grocery store always have the better option or the better food options.
Yeah, they're raw. They're raw ingredients, so they're better for you.
I never thought about it like that, but yeah, my God, I'm gonna go into the next time I go to the grocery store. I'm gonna have to think about it completely different because that just blew my mind.
Oh yeah, no, it's a common thing that they teach you in dietitian or dietetics and whatnot is that basically they put all the processed stuff on the aisles, on all the fast stuff, the stuff that you can cook in minutes versus all the stuff that takes work and is raw and has better nutrient values and everything like that, and also spoils faster, is all on the outside edges.
Huh.
Yeah. And so moving from there, of course, our next tip, because I've broke these down into 3 tips. A lot of sites are going to tell you, they're going to give you 15 tips, 10 tips, 9 tips, 24,000 tips. This is just 3 simple tips just to get started. So moving on, learn to stress less. Stress-related illness is a thing. Think about that. Your body can change because of bad vibes. Literally, bad vibes. Just things stressing you out. You can all of a sudden get sick. So it's important to find ways to relax and manage your stress. But in order to manage your stress, you must manage your stressors. Our society is constantly preaching a nonstop lifestyle of productivity, and we stress out and die. I mean, look at the giant tortoise. They just chill and live to be 152.
Yeah, but they eat healthy.
Yeah, they eat really healthy. They move very slow, and they have a great resting heart rate. And I mean, what do they stress about? Like, oh no, something's coming to attack me. Let me just tuck inside of my house here, and I'm good.
And apparently they know how to last a very, very long time in other areas like the bedroom.
Oh, see, there you go. Another con. Let's all just become tortoises. So instead of focusing on the constant grind, you need to make time to relax, whether that be through yoga and meditation, hanging out with your friends and maintaining those friendships, or smashing shit in a small room. You know, like,
oh man, I've always wanted to use one of those rooms.
Right? How great would that be? Just busting jars, TVs, everything.
Oh, are you down? Like, I'm sure there's one in Dallas somewhere because I have always wanted to go do that. Like, get 15 minutes in just a room just to destroy shit.
I agree, and I would love to find one. I also still want to do axe throwing, though, which I bet would be a great stress relief. And I'm
there's
sure
one of
that's
those in Arlington.
Oh, I know. I just haven't got to go yet. And I'm sure that's why old people golf, right? Is it's probably just stress relief.
No, yeah, well, yes and no, because it's one of those healthy stressors. Because when you hit the ball really damn well, it makes you feel really good and you calm down. But the problem is when you hit the ball really bad, you get really pissed off.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of reallys in that. The really is really the problem.
The really is really the problem, yeah. Well, it's also important to maintain your relationships in your 30s, as having friends can boost your immune system and has been shown to aid in the prevention of chronic illness. Things like vertigo, things like that.
I'm glad I have good friends.
Exactly. I am too. Although hanging out with them does lead me to smoke and drink a lot more than I should.
Yeah, but you're about to be done with all that, for the umpteenth time.
Am I?
Well, that's why I said umpteenth, because, if you continue to say umpteenth, it's always, I can quit again.
Oh, yeah. No, I'm trying to get there, but it's not easy.
As you sit there and smoke on your vape.
Yep, exactly. All right, guys. The third and final step you really should be paying attention to in your 30s is getting to know yourself. Look, it was fine to stroll into the ER every so often when you were in your 20s. Hell, maybe it was even cute that time you thought you had an STD and they had to lance. Okay, what I'm trying to say is
I don't think that would be very cute. I don't think it's cute at all if they have to lance an STD. Hi, Chris. Hi. Are you on your cell phone now?
Hi, can you guys hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say is
continue on.
Yeah, well, we're talking about stressors and STDs and lancing them.
Well, we were just talking about our stressors, and Tortoise is living to be 152. So now, so I was saying is now we're talking about knowing yourself in your 30s. So, like I said, maybe it's cute to walk in and have them lance off something that you thought was an STD, but no, now in your 30s, it's better to know your medical history. It's time to reach out to family and ask them what killed great grandpappy and how likely you are to get it.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah, I mean
that's the scary thing about now is that, like, I'm having friends and acquaintances and whatnot that are getting cancer and getting things like that, and it's like, oh crap, I have to worry about family history a little bit more now than I really ever thought about.
Oh, definitely. This is the age to be doing that at.
Yeah, because I'll straight up tell you, I know for a fact that there is cancer on my mom's side of the family, and my dad's side of the family has heart disease and diabetes. So I am just a
diabetes.
Yep. Well, guess what, guys? 30 is also that time where you need to start getting a yearly checkup, because you don't know if you're going to have high blood pressure, or you might have diabetes, or maybe that thing you had lanced off came back. And well, look, you're an adult now, so start acting like one.
Yeah, I actually just had this conversation with my mother the other day. I went to go pick up something and we were talking about health and stuff, and she asked me, "Are you going on your yearly checkup?" And I said, "No." He was like, "Well, you need to start now. You're 30. It's about that age." And I'm like, yeah, that's true. I need a doctor to tell me I'm okay every year.
I've got mine scheduled for next Wednesday because the past 2 weeks have had me freaking out. Like, there was a day where I literally thought I was having miniature strokes. There was a day where for the past year I've had little vertigo sessions going on, and I honestly thought they were just like, I was like, oh, it's just a side effect of having COVID at one point. And I was like, no, you had these before COVID. And I was like, oh, it's just your mind playing tricks on you because of COVID. You're going out places and you're like, oh, I'm going to get COVID. And you're freaking out and you're having like anxiety attacks from it. But they just keep happening. And I'm like, no, I got to go get this shit looked at now. This is not healthy.
Yeah. I could just tell you this now. Go to the doctor. They know what to do. They'll hook you up with something like as a fact. And now people think this is strange because I'm only 31, but I have high blood pressure and I have atrial fibrillation. Like these are things that people who are over 50 are supposed to have. But you know what?
Right.
Some of these people may have had it since they were 30.
Yeah.
And just never found out about it until they were 50.
Yep. Didn't catch it on
when they started
early.
going to the doctor.
Yeah. So if you catch on to it earlier, there's a better way to prevent other things happening.
And that's exactly what inspired this whole thing, was just the idea of saying, you know, sitting on my butt and waiting until something goes wrong isn't the best thing. Like I've had 2 coworkers, no, actually all 3 coworkers of my department have ended up in the hospital this last year because they just push and didn't go get checked out. And come to find out, I mean, 2 of them one's younger than me, one's the same age as me, and one's older than me. One that's older than me, I get, you know, he's about to hit 60s, and it makes sense for him to be having medical issues. The one that's my age, no idea what's going on with her. She won't tell us what happened, but she spent a week in the hospital. And the other one, who's younger than me, ended up with diverticulitis in the hospital for a week as well.
What is diverticulitis?
It's where small seeds and things will lodge into your digestive tract and like your urinary tract and things like that, or your bowels, and they'll cause little tears and bleeding, and it can ultimately, if not treated right, can kill you. But at a young age, you're probably going to pass it eventually, but it's going to cause a lot of buildup and block up, and you might end up with some toxicity in your body and things like that aren't healthy.
That's what I'm worried about, actually. Is I'm worried about the buildup and the blockage and all that stuff of years and years of not eating right, and then like all of a sudden within the past about year and a half, I'm trying to eat better. But I'm just kind of worried about someone looking in my heart and going, "Ooh, you've been eating a lot of Baconators, haven't you?" You know what I mean? Like a lot of late night Taco Bell chips for you, haven't you, buddy?
Dude.
I can tell with that artery right there. So yeah, and then the drinking that I used to do, I didn't drink terribly much, but still drinking can ruin your body. So I'm thinking, did I stop drinking in time to have my body recover within the next couple of years, or did I already do enough damage because I was drinking as a teenager all the way up through my 20s? So
no, that's been my thing with drinking and smoking lately, is like when I drink now, man, if I drink 6 drinks in a night, I'm wrecked for the next day. And I'm like, wow, what happened? Like 4 is like my limit now. And even then, whew. And like you said, with smoking, I've been smoking for 15 years, and I'm like, there's no way in hell I have not permanently damaged something.
Isn't that one of those crazy? Isn't that one of the craziest things, especially about not just drinking, but smoking in particular on this one? You never think about, oh, I'm not going to be a 15-year smoker. Then all of a sudden, you're a 15-year smoker, and you're like, I'm not even 35 yet.
Yep.
No, that's very true. That's one of the reasons I'm thankful for prison. Prison did one good thing for me, and that was it allowed me to quit cigarettes. I didn't have any while I was locked up, and then when I got out, I've been done with cigarettes since the year 2010.
Nice.
And so it's good. That got me, and I think I've smoked, one here or there. My buddy Leo, if I ever hang out with him, he shoves a cigarette in my face, so I'll probably smoke one.
Yeah, I've seen you smoke like 1 or 2, but you're never one of those guys. It's like, oh, hey, can I bum one? Like it's just like, I guess I'll have one. And
so
then
and usually you smoke about half of it, and then you're like, I'm done with this, and you just throw it away.
That's correct. I've never seen you actually finish a whole cigarette, and I've only seen you smoke about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I'm not. I can't really do it anymore. The smell is kind of comforting, but the idea of smoking is not.
Well, so that's where I was a few weeks ago, where like if I lit up a cigarette, I was like, oh God, this is gross. And I would just like get about halfway through it and throw it. But if I'm drinking, completely different story. Like if you give me a cigarette sober, I don't want it anymore. But if you give me a cigarette when I'm drinking, I am ready to chain smoke with the best of them.
That's my problem. Like that's my big thing is if I'm drinking and somebody has a cigarette and I smell it, the first thing my brain does is I want one of those.
Yeah.
If I haven't been drinking, it's like, meh, I'll sit here and smell it. I really don't care. Maybe I'll have one, maybe not, but I really don't care. Like, yeah, I don't know. There's something weird about the way the brain associates the two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's Pavlovian.
So,
you create that hook.
I got a question for your health thing. Does it say anything about when, as males, we should be getting our prostate checked, and when should we be getting that? Is that in our 30s or is that in our 40s?
40s. Prostate started. Regular prostate checkups start at 40, but
okay.
Never go into your doctor and say you're having problems urinating, because then they will give you a prostate exam very quickly.
Very quickly. Yeah, that seems about right.
Yeah. First thing they do is they go, oh, you're having a hard time urinating. Maybe your prostate's inflamed. Pull your pants down. Let's take a look. And you go, what?
Somebody put my finger in your bunghole.
Mm-hmm. Although I swear, to some people that's probably nice. Some people enjoy that kind of stuff. But that's all I got for health, guys.
We do not kink shame here on the Zaboys podcast, here on twitch.tv/Zaboys_podcast. You can see me on a cell phone camera right now talking to you there. And you can also hear us tomorrow night on Deep Dallas Radio starting at 8 p.m. They just celebrated their 4th anniversary, 4 years of Deep Dallas Radio. So congratulations to Brad and Amy. And oh man, he's gonna kill me for forgetting his name. but yeah, I love you too. But everybody there at Deep Dallas Radio, thank you guys for supporting us. The Voice podcast loves you. We also love all our podcasts on the Locals Connection. We have the Good Game podcast. We have the Boys. We have Music on Your Own Terms. We have lots and lots of podcasts on there. Go check out the Locals Connection page. Go check us out on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. We have been the Boys podcast. We also had Sebastion Envi on. So if you go to Metroplex Wrestling every Saturday night, you can see him and a whole bunch of other workers kicking ass, taking names, having a good time. I've been Positive C. Over there's been the Brain Box Jim Thornquist, and yonder has been Will, the Violator Shotwell. We will see you in a couple of weeks. Stay gold, Pona Boy. Monawea.
And we're out.
Cool.
Yeah, if that ever happens again, I'm just going to switch to the phone.
That works.
Yeah, so I was just like, it just would not click on. And I was just so annoyed with it. I was like, yeah, screw it. I'll just use my phone.
Hey, it worked out.
It does. Good show. I like the show. Good interview. He was just really easy. He's really easy to work with, actually.
Mm-hmm.
He's like that on the weekends, too. So it was really fun doing that.
I want to see some more of his film work and everything.
Yeah, I seriously think he's got all the tools needed to succeed with that too. I'd like to see more of it. I can't wait to look at the cheerleaders one that he sent us. I whatchamacallit, forwarded to you guys.
Yeah.
So, but that'll just be for our eyes only. For our eyes only. But yeah, that was fun, man. He's a good dude. And then the next one that I think to have on, we have two choices. I would like to do this guy Gideon Vane before this guy Ian D. Reed. Gideon actually travels the country. I think he might be even world traveled. And Ian is pretty local, so we can probably have him on any point in time. But this guy Gideon has a pretty good following. He also does like ring gear and stuff like that. So he's got some stuff he wants to plug and whatnot. So we'll have him on for next show. I think he'll be a good one. And then Ian will be he'll be okay. He's definitely he has some good stuff to talk about outside of wrestling when it comes to just like personal stuff, like what makes him who he is. So that'll be good. And then the other guys, I just need to get some questions back. Oh, there's another one, Dave Sagan. But Dave moved back to, I think, Tennessee, I think, or Virginia or somewhere. He moved back to where he's from, or South Carolina, wherever he went. So he's just got to get settled there. And then once he gets settled there, he can be on our show because he's still going to wrestle.
Okay.
Cool.
I think for the next time, whenever we do one of these, we should just do an entire hour of just interview rather than trying to mix it with a classic show. I think it.
Okay.
Honestly, I think this one would have been better if we had just done nothing but talk to him for an hour.
We could have even really brought him in on the health in your 30s thing, and that would have been good, you know. So I mean, yeah, we could definitely do that. That's why I was trying to get us to craft a really nerd segment for him, because besides wrestling, I know he knows geek stuff. Like he would kill that one. So yeah, and it kind of depends on the guy too.
And actually do that, because I mean, the wrestling, like my wrestling game was not very well thought out. I just kind of found questions, but I didn't know how to craft good questions. I don't know anything about wrestling.
No, you're good.
No, it worked because we were actually able to make fun of it and bring in some other factoids and stuff like that. Like immediately the first question, not being Arn Anderson, brought up a discussion. So it worked. It worked. So that's good. I mean, we aren't game show hosts. These aren't, whatever game shows. So I think kind of it being a little loosey goosey works too.
All right. Yeah, because I just know, like, I didn't really know how else to do it, and I was just like, I hope these questions work. And he was like, well, these questions apparently suck.
No, it was easy to make fun of them because you could tell whoever wrote the website hadn't done all of their research for these questions. They were just taking off probably their own knowledge base, and they hadn't stopped and looked back as far as they needed to yet. And so it was like, oh, this is fun.
Right. And a lot of the wording was like, when the specific wording of unanimous champion instead of undisputed champion, they don't actually know the product that they're talking about.
Yeah.
So, but it still worked out. I thought it was a good segment. It'll probably it'll be fun. So that's kind of what we wanted it to be. Good show this week, guys. I will be in contact, of course. I got a good game this Thursday, and then we got 2 weeks. So yeah, hell yeah, we'll prep for the next show this next time.
Cool. Well, if Sebastian ever wants to start that podcast he was talking about, I mean, I'll edit it.
Yeah, we gotta definitely a place for him to do that for. So yeah, so many guys want to do so many different things, but it's like I was talking to this guy Remy, and one of the wrestlers who wants me to work with him, and he's like, it's hard to be a full-time something and a full-time wrestler.
It definitely is.
It's really hard because they book out every weekend. So like me as a manager, there are times where I don't have to go with whatever guy is there. I can, I can not book as a manager. But if I really want to be a working wrestler, which I don't necessarily think I want to do, I just really want to manage and be creative, every fucking weekend you're in bumfuck Egypt and whatnot. And so it's like, no, that's like being in a band.
It's touring.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And so I think I know where my niche is in that, which will be good. So yeah, good job, guys. We shall see each other again very soon.
Yep, sounds good.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe.
You too, man.
All right.
Bye. Ooh, 11:19.
I still got some editing to do.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna
take a little bit of a break first, though.
Yeah.
This one won't be that hard to put together. You want to know why?
Because you stopped it and started it.
No, because I never got music.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna cut out all the parts where music was mentioned, and then just put it together with the in cues and out cues.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
It will take me about 20 minutes rather than having to record all these songs onto the computer.
Yeah, I feel like the music thing is something that we We need to have a production meeting and sit down and restructure, I think.
Yeah.
And come to an understanding of what we want to do with music and interviews and all this stuff. Because I'm with you. I think, like I said, I think 1 hour, or I think interview episodes should be on their own. Have fun with those people. Just do a 3-segment thing with just them, like we did with Kat, like we did with Ted. You know, and if we want to put a game in there with them, sure, that's great. But let's make sure it's
It needs to be based around the person that we're interviewing.
Yeah, it needs to be based around them, and it needs to be something that they can win it. Like the guest should always win it, right? Like, I know that sounds horrible, but they really should always. We should make a way for them. And you did tonight. You made sure that Sebastion still found a way to win, which I dug. But like I said, I think our normal episodes, we need to find a niche still, because we've talked so much Marvel and we've talked to news, and it just seems like we're just tiptoeing around stuff, you know?
I'm not sure what we should really be hitting. Like, I don't know. Like,
I agree. I know what you mean. I think we need to restructure the locals connection entirely too, but
well, we also need to get these people who say they want to be a part of it to actually like be a part of it.
Yeah.
Because they've sent me all this. They've sent me the stuff. I've done everything, and then they quit sending me stuff. It's like, okay, do you really want to do this, or were you just looking for somebody to promote you for a week? Because I'm not going to promote anything else until they start sending me like, hey, here's what I want you to promote.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I don't think the locals connection is fleshed out enough for people to even know what we're supposed to be doing with them. Like, we changed our entire Facebook page to this, but
well, we changed one of the Facebook pages. We changed the old one to connection, and the new one that we have that has the more likes on it anyways is the Zaboys podcast.
Agreed.
So it's.
But that's what I'm saying. I don't think the locals connection should have been just a page like that. I think it should have been a group page where people could join it, and they could share their information back and forth and self-promote, and they could talk to each other.
You're right.
But
I didn't think about that, but you're right. That's what it should have been.
Yeah, but see, then it's also one of those things that you've got to have moderators, you've got to set up rules, you've got to, ensure people can. Then you just become a podcasting group page there, right? And so,
yeah. And then you also have to decide what kind of content are you going to allow on there. Like, is it just going to be podcasts? Is it just going to, like, are you going to allow musicians on there? Like, how do you want to do all that?
Exactly. You're creating a forum board when there's plenty of forum boards out there in the world already that yeah. So then, it got me thinking, okay, well, if you don't need that, then Locals Connection should have probably just been a production company that all of our IPs run through, or IPs that we take on board. So it should have been like, when people say like, hey, I've got a podcast idea I'd like to try, we say, okay, cool. Write us up an elevator pitch and let's talk about it. And if we dig it, we'll bring you guys on board. And what we'll do is basically we'll record it and edit it for you and put it on our platform under our name. So it's your podcast, but it is now a so-and-so production, right? Or a so-and-so podcast.
Well, it turns into more of a studio thing than...
Exactly. The idea is that in doing so, you can now say, hey, here's how this is going to work. If you guys want to work with us, we're going to take 10 to 15% of whatever you make off marketing or something, like, so say they do start making a name for themselves, it becomes a studio concept or almost a station concept where all of a sudden it's like, hey, you guys are bringing in money and we're doing all this work for you guys. And we kind of helped you, we gave you a platform to build off of, which is great. We want to take it the most minimum cut we possibly can so that we are also still being compensated for the work we did, but you guys still get to keep most of your proceeds to throw back into your show or to live your lives off of.
Yeah, but the thing is, I don't have the time to do that.
Oh, I know. It becomes very quickly a full-time job.
Yeah, and unless it paid for itself really quick, I can't do that. Which is why I liked the idea of the locals connection the way we had it. It was like, hey, if you've got something, all you have to do is send it to me, and I'll promote it. But you have to send it to me.
Yeah.
Which, in my opinion, is not that fucking hard.
It's not, but
Send me what you want me to promote, and I'll promote it.
But, podcasts start and end daily. Like, there are people, like, I've got 20 different ideas for podcasts that I want to do. And I started 0 of them because in my mind, I want to do them right. I want production quality. I want the right stuff in place. I don't want to have to worry about technical difficulties, things like that. Like, I want it to be crisp, clean, and right. But at the same time, I don't have the ability to do that. So I'm like, let's hold on to this IP until I can get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I don't know,
go ahead.
I just haven't figured out how to really do it yet. I mean, I've got the idea. It's not falling into the same place that I thought it was going to. Because, frankly, if somebody says, I'll promote your shit for free, you would think people would be jumping on that a lot more.
I mean, yes, but people are also skeptical.
All they have to do is tell me I've got a new episode out.
I know.
Hey, I got a new episode. All right, I'll go post it.
I mean, yeah, I get that. I guess what I'm saying is people are skeptical about the word free because so often in life you're still told something's free and then you find out, that in 7 days it now wants a credit card number from you.
Yeah, I guess that's fair, but...
And not all free things work the way that they're supposed to. I mean, look at online dating apps. Like, they're all free, but how many of them are actually solving a problem versus just creating a bigger one?
Oh, they're definitely all creating a bigger problem.
I mean, yeah, psychologically speaking, I don't think that there's any benefits to online dating anymore. I think it's a necessary evil now, but it's not helping anybody. But I don't know.
Nah, I don't know either. I haven't been in the dating game in a long time, and I'm quite happy.
Oh, I just meant in general about content creation.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hard thing to get into. I mean, now there's people that there are fucking courses about it now. I think SMU now teaches content creation and marketing as a fucking degree.
It sounds like the new age journalism degree.
Pretty much is. I'm sure that's what half of it is journalism followed up with probably color scheme. Like, you probably take an art credit of color schemes and advertising. You probably have to take some entry level marketing stuff. You probably have to take some journalism stuff, and
it's the new age business degree.
I don't know if the business degree is ever going to die. There's probably got some business in it too.
Probably, because I mean, you have to know how to run what you're doing.
Yeah.
You have to know how to come up with it, and you also have to know how to maintain it.
Yeah, it's probably got entry level economics and business and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't think the actual business degrees are a fucking con job anyways. Don't get me started on that.
Well, business degrees can get you into literally anywhere you want to go just because you have one.
Yeah, because they teach fucking office place basic business ethics. Like, hey, here's how to look at some numbers, compile that into a reasonable conclusion, and make an educated guess about something. Something you could have fucking learned just by doing the job.
Mm-hmm. It's kind of like, well, radio.
Yeah. Here's how economics work. You want to make more than you're spending. You want to make sure that you're not paying people way too much, because You have to make sure you can afford those salaries, those benefits, etc. It's like, this is common sense shit, right?
You would think.
Yeah, you would think, but then, you think it would also kind of address like the idea of like, hey, when your employees start to rise up, decide to go on strike because they don't feel like they're getting paid enough, here's how you handle those situations. But that's apparently not taught.
No. Well, they're never going to teach that because, I don't know.
Yeah. Because we don't teach communism in America. We only teach consumerism.
Yeah, because capitalism doesn't eventually turn into somebody eventually running the whole place anyways.
Yep.
I mean, that's a whole other topic that I'm not even going to get into because there's a lot of people who would be like, oh, what the fuck are you saying? But at some point, at the end of the day, capitalism is going to come out with at least one person on top.
Oh, yeah,
If
definitely.
it hadn't already.
At least one person per industry. And then eventually you start crossing industries. I mean, look at the guys, you had the oil, the railroad, and the coal guy from back in the day. Fucking
Rockefeller,
yeah.
built,
Hildebrand, Build-A-Bear.
I don't know, but yeah, all those dudes that basically ran steel, ran coal, ran, timber or whatever. Like they all had their thing that they ran, and then they were all the kings of whatever that industry was.
Yeah, the guys that created the monopolies. Yes, thank you, chat, for that one. Yeah, these guys all created monopolies, and now we have laws in place where you can't control monopoly, but weirdly enough, there are still companies that somehow seem to damn near monopolize industries, i.e. look at television.
It's because they don't have all of their fingers in the same bowl. They've got them in different ones, but they know how to use it where I can still control whatever I want.
Yeah, look at media and how Disney now owns a huge fucking chunk of all media platforms. I mean, Disney has a fucking concept for pornography still. People like deny that because it's not under the Disney name, it's not under the Disney label, but Disney throws money into it because they own it, and then they're like, hey, here you go. And then you've got, Viacom. You had, it's like, what is there? There's like 24 news networks, but they're all owned by the same three fucking... Yeah.
3 or 4.
And so since there's 3 of them, no one has a monopoly, but goddamn, they're all so damn close. And all you got to do is wait another probably 20 years for bad economy, and someone will buy another one and you'll be down to 2. And then eventually one day they'll try to merge, and that's when the government will say, whoa, you can't do this. And then they'll lobby to change the laws.
Yeah, but then you'll have your Netflixes and your Hulus that come out that kind of keep that from actually becoming a thing because they actually work with the other companies to be like, hey, so y'all don't really control us, but we'll buy your products. And then they slowly get bigger and bigger. And then as those networks eventually start dying off because they're not going to be able to maintain everything, then you're going to have the other, big things. Again, like Netflix and Hulu. As the 2 initial starting ones for streaming. Streaming will be its own thing.
Yep.
At some point, it will be the next big whatever.
Well, I think the thing that takes over streaming next will be NFPs. It's their
I don't know what an NFP is.
They're authenticated property rights to different forms of media and art. So there's a digital code on every single, like they put a digital code on every single frame of of a TV show, right? And you can track it, and each person, and you can buy that. People can invest and buy those individual frames, and they now own that frame. Really? Having ownership of a frame allows you to then view this whole property, right? And you can. Then if you decide to, you can sell that frame to somebody else, or you can license it to be reproduced, but it's not the original. So it's the idea of like claiming that something is it's the idea of like, okay, so Bill Gates sent, the first email ever on so let's say Steve Jobs sent the first email on a Mac IP address, right? Or an Apple IP address. And someone has a copy of that email. Well, there's no way to authenticate that's real unless you now have the NFP for it. And then that person can now sell that like it's a fucking Picasso or something.
So basically, you're saying if I owned, okay, we'll just use Picasso here. If I owned a legitimate Picasso painting,
Yep.
and I own it straight up, like it's hanging on my wall, I paid for it, whatever.
Yep.
I could make prints of it and then sell the prints.
Well, I mean, that's the weird thing about art, right? Like people make prints of paintings constantly. You can't sell them for the original value, and they have no fucking value, honestly, once it's sold.
But you could but you own the rights to that specific painting, or in this case, a frame of something.
In a sense, yeah, that's how NFPs work. So this started with the NBA. The NBA was using it for photographs of basketball stars and their big actions, like their big dunks and whatnot. Then selling the NFPs, where they were claiming the NFPs, saying like, we own this photograph. It's not owned by the player that did it. It's owned by us because they were contracted through us as a player. Then they go and they sell these frames, like these cell frames and whatnot, to collectors to say, I now own this moment in time indefinitely, and if I want to, I can sell it for $200,000. I can sell it for $2 million, depending on just how great it is and how much someone will pay for it. And so that's kind of, it's the idea of playing cards, right? Like, or trading cards from back in the day.
Yeah.
It's weird and it's hard to wrap your head around, but it's a new thing up there with the cryptocurrencies.
Yeah, that is some interesting shit.
Yeah, I still don't fully understand it. I've just heard about it, and I'm like, this is insane. But like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are about to produce a TV show or an animated show based on NFPs, where it's called Stoner Cats, and the name tells you exactly what it's about.
Stoner Cats.
Yeah, but the premise is that basically, when they put this up, they're going to make it an NFP. And so whoever wants to spend the whatever money they're going to charge for it, something like $10,000+, they will instantly get a code that it'll go into their digital wallet with their people's cryptocurrencies and whatnot, so where they can log into the site, watch the show whenever they want to. And they'll get access to the entire show, like every season of it, because they invested so much to buy this NFP.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they ever say, I'm tired of watching this, or I don't like this show, they can turn around and sell it to somebody else. But then they will no longer have access to it because they sold it. So it's like buying intellectual property, but not... It's like buying ownership of intellectual properties, in a sense. It's fucking, like I said, it's so hard to explain.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go read up on this, because this is the first I've ever heard of anything like that. Like, that's fucking weird.
I heard about it just recently, 2 weeks ago, and then I just haven't looked into it much more, because I was like, that's like, I don't understand cryptocurrency. To me, I think cryptocurrency is insane.
Oh, cryptocurrency, in my opinion, is nothing more than a way to launder your money.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. But then when you think about it, it's
all you have to do is just put your money into it, and then you can claim it back later and it's clean.
Well, how do you put cash into crypto when you have to buy it digitally? So the funds have to be in a bank for you to actually buy crypto, or they have to be invested into a website.
You still have your mules. You still have your mules that put it in there. Then they transfer it to you via Dogecoin, or they transfer it to you through Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And whatever it is. And then it gets laundered. And then you could still technically make money off of it.
Yeah. It's
because
like I said,
if it goes up, and it's unregulated. Like, it's one of those really interesting things. I don't understand a whole lot about crypto, but honestly, in my opinion, I think a lot of people are probably using crypto to launder money.
I mean, it started off as that. Like, it started off as a great way for people to do illegal shit and buy illegal shit without any record of it. Now it's becoming so much more accepted. I think it was Ecuador or something that just literally made their U.S. currency, not Ether, but the other one, not Doge, but Bitcoin.
Yeah,
they just turned their national currency into Bitcoin.
Their entire national currency is Bitcoin now?
Yep. And because it's an internationally accepted currency,
Wow.
it now allows their money to be worth more than what the Ecuadorian dollar was worth, because it now trades easier and more broadly. It's like it's fucking, like I said, dude. And I'm not even big this. This was me just listening to one conversation about this and walking away going, what the fuck did I just hear? This makes no sense to me. But like, like crypto isn't backed by the FDIC like your bank. So if someone steals, $100,000 out of your bank account, it's insured.
Yeah.
If someone steals your crypto, it's gone. There's no one to call.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah, it's insane, man. But
see, I own a total of 2.25 Dogecoins.
Okay.
Which at this point, I think about 24 cents, 25 cents.
Yeah.
I don't know. So I put it. All I know is I basically put in like 75 cents into Dogecoin just because at the time. I kind of wish I had done it whenever it was, sitting around like 2 cents.
Well, you see, and that's the thing too, is crypto being traded on the stock markets, it runs just like a stock does. So the moment that everyone buys into it, it goes up in value. But the moment everyone starts selling it, it crashes. So it's very easy for that to be an issue. So like when Elon Musk was, everyone was like, oh, Doge, I think it was Doge or something like that. It was going. And then Elon Musk made like one comment and it crashed the next day.
Yeah. Well, and see, that's a whole other thing as well. Like somebody that has that much power to be able to control a market like that, just by literally tweeting, I'm selling.
Yep. It's insane.
And it crashed the entire thing. Like that's.
Yep.
But
like I said, to think about like, what if your country's currency became that, where everybody was invested into this one thing, and then all of a sudden, one comment from somebody could cause the entire thing to collapse, and everyone's now bankrupt.
Yeah,
it's that fucking Rick and Morty episode, is what that is.
Well, that is a Rick and Morty, or should be.
It is. He does. There's an episode where he does it, where they're trying
one
to.
Of the new ones? Or
no, it was like season 2. So after he turns himself in to the Galactic
the
Federation,
whatever,
yeah, and then he breaks free and he comes back, and Morty and Beth are like, oh, what are you gonna do to get the Galactic Federation off of Earth? Are you gonna start an all-out war? You're gonna steal a nuclear warhead? And he's like, oh, those are great guesses, kids. He's like, let me show you how to bring down an entire government system simply by changing a 1 to a 0, and he changes the currency value. And everyone's like, they're like, seize him. And he's like, wait, why would I listen to you? You don't pay me. And he's like, who does pay me? And they all just go into anarchy.
I forgot about that episode. That's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not wrong.
No, it's the exact truth. It's what the Great Depression was. All of a sudden, there was fucking no money to pay anyone with. And so everyone was like...
Well, then everybody went and rushed the banks at the same time.
Yep.
So, which fucked everything up. But that's because... the people who had faith and in the banks,
yep,
like they didn't have faith in it anymore, so they all rushed it.
Yep. All of a sudden everyone's going, oh, we don't like this. But then, like you said, if you declare someone's money, goes back to, you were talking about how to be a dictator, and they're talking about Hitler, and the fall of World War I, where we ruined Germany's economy. We did it again to them after World War II. We made their money worthless. A Deutschmark was worth fucking nothing. You couldn't trade it for anything. And yet we expected that country to pay back a bunch of debts to everyone else in the world and somehow revitalize itself. And it was like, you set them up for failure there. How's that supposed to happen?
Well, that's because you can go in and take over, because they can't.
Exactly.
They can't fix themselves because you've taken away everything that they possibly could to fix themselves.
Yep. I'm telling you, World Wars, we were always worried about the atom bomb, the nukes, and all that stuff.
No, it's all in currency.
Like next World War is going to be all about cybersecurity and cyber attacks and screwing with people's fucking currency.
and fucking around with money.
Yep.
Like, I mean, we're still gonna have the stuff, like, people are gonna be out there shooting each other, but it's not gonna be the same thing. I
Oh, yeah.
think what's gonna happen is World War III is gonna be. It's not gonna be a country invading another country. It's gonna be a country saying, I'm gonna cripple you,
Mhm.
and your own people are gonna kill themselves off.
Probably.
I think that's what's gonna eventually happen. I hate saying that, but whenever you can turn a country on itself and create a civil war,
Yep.
you don't have to do anything. You just sit there and
Exactly.
watch.
Sit back and watch the mayhem, and then sweep up the mess once it's done.
Yeah, and then you just go in and say, I can fix this,
Yep.
and then take over because they have no way of fixing it.
Let's say all you gotta do is come in and act like a savior too. You don't even have to, dismantle anything. You just gotta come in and say, "Oh, convince the people that you can make things better now," and people will be like, "Oh, okay, yeah, let's fold to this will," because people don't like to work hard.
Well, and it's also at that point they don't have a choice.
True.
Like you're taking away their choice, and they have no choice but to say, well, I guess you have the solution. We don't have one. We have no choice but to listen to you.
Fair. Very fair. All right, man. I'm gonna let you get to editing and take your break, and I've got to get cleaned up around here and to bed. So
no worries.
Yep.
I get the day off tomorrow, so I'm pretty excited.
Wish I did.
And tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow's your big game.
I just have to show up and not play stupid, and I take first.
Yeah, play top 10 hands, play it smart.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit there, and I'm probably not gonna call jack shit. I'm just gonna sit there and just wait until other people knock themselves out, and then just make sure that I get enough points.
Yeah, just wait it out until you make final table, and then just say, "Oh, okay, I only got $2.50 here, but I made it to final table. I'm set."
Yeah, and honestly, all I really need is one other person to get knocked out once.
Yeah,
and I just have to get past them, and then it's like basically set in stone.
Yep, you got this.
Yep, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I think I think I can do it, and I'm gonna be, not gonna lie, pretty proud of myself of being the rookie that comes in and walks out with a bracelet.
Yep, I'll be excited to see show that off.
Oh yeah. Yeah, apparently they engrave it for you and everything too. So we'll see. I really don't know how it works, but I've seen a number of them. They got all kinds of different designs that you get to pick and choose from. Then they engrave it for you, whatever they want. Then they give it to you, obviously a couple of weeks after you win.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Awesome, man. Well, good luck to you.
Fun trophy.
Ooh.
Awesome. All right, man. Have a good one.
Yeah, you get some sleep when you can, man. And good luck tomorrow. You're gonna blow them out of the water. I know you are.
Yeah, thank you. I'll talk to you later.
Yep, you too.
Bye.
Bye. All right, chat. I'm also getting out of here. It is late. We got work in the morning. It's been a fun episode. Sebastion, thank you again for joining us. Everybody here in chat, thank you for coming by. Love hearing from you guys. I don't know what next week's schedule is looking like. There might be a solo stream for me. There might not. Depends on how I'm feeling, how my doctor's stuff comes back, how work's doing, because God, last week kicked my ass. So, that's that. Everyone stay safe, stay happy, find your peace in this world, and we love you. Have a good one. Night.